it? Can you dig it?
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lurkers, regulars, GMO people, organic people.
Boiler room. Inbound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, let's bring that down. Let's bring that down so it does not interfere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Boiler Room. It's been a minute, and we had a little bit of a break in the normal schedule. And part of that was because I disappeared into the mountains of Montana for Fire in the Mountains, which, for anybody who hasn't heard me talking about this incessantly, is a heavy music festival held way out at Red Eagle Campground on Blackfeet Nation land. And when I say out there, I mean out there. No cell service, no internet, no doom scrolling, just mountains, weather, music, fire, food, and a whole bunch of beautiful people temporarily remembering what it's like to exist in the physical world. It was absolutely incredible. There was Blackfeet Nation opening ceremony, an intertribal gathering, if you will, between metalheads, Blackfeet Nation, and other tribes, I believe, were there too. We had these awesome meals. Can't even tell you how awesome it was. They had big bison legs smoking on smokers, all kind of crazy stuff. Made a lot of new friends. So shouts out to everybody I met out there at Fire in the Mountains. Some absolutely phenomenal performances, like Agalok playing Ashes Against the Grain all the way through. Amigo the Devil, big shout out. Awesome performances. Abath, Enslaved, a whole lot more. I could do an entire show on it. Maybe I will if some of you ask me to. But it was one of those trips for me where you go somewhere expecting to see a bunch of bands and then I come home and realize the music was only a percentage of the experience. Sacred place, sacred experience. Big thanks to the Blackfeet Nation for hosting that. And big thanks to Neurosis for the amazing comeback show. Wow. If you don't know Neurosis, check it out. So I came back to Texas. I've re-entered the Matrix. See, it works again. There it is. It works again. My notifications are still largely suppressed. I turned off all of the inbound doom sludge so that I could only hear the metal sludge. But yeah, re-entered the Matrix, and rather than immediately firing Boiler Room back up, Ruckus and I spent a good chunk of the past week underneath the hood of the Alternate Current Radio website. We've been doing some long overdue upgrading and cleanup on the website. We've been getting some infrastructure sorted out and generally trying to make the machine run a little better. But apparently, while we were doing all of this, civilization continued without adult supervision, because I've been looking at the Icebreaker suggestion room in the Discord, and you people may have been busy, but we got mutant raccoons, we've got nuclear monster sharks, we've got cockroaches wearing scuba gear, we've got fried chicken Oreos, the Mexican Batman. We've got a robot apparently so devastated by the economy that it's begging for change on the sidewalk. We've got the answer to the question, what does Viagra have to do with the World Cup? We've got a person with 38 parasites in the brain. And somehow, this is just the icebreaker section. So tonight we're going to clear the board here. No overly complicated agenda. No attempt to impose order where apparently none exists. So we're just going to crack open the Madhouse. We're going to go through all the insanity we missed while the boiler room was away and see where the conversation takes us. And eventually we'll get into maybe some of the decidedly less funny insanity that's been piling up in the actual news. Ruckus is here, Spore is here, Mark Anderson is here, Pharaoh is here, the boiler room is back. Let's see what the hell happened while we were gone. Let me bring Psychosis onto the stage. We've got the one and only Psychosis. How's it going, Mark? What you up to?
Well, I have many aliases. For all you know, Mark Anderson's not even my real name, of course. I could be Psychosis or maybe even just psychotic. But maybe we all get that way a little bit. But I'm doing fine. Glad you had that non-grid, non-connected experience in Montana. That sounds fantastic.
Oh man, it was so good. Don't even get me started unless you really want to get me started. I'm still kind of high on the good vibes that I experienced there. Even met one of our longtime viewers there. Big shout out to Trevor S. Walked up to me while I was standing outside the VIP booth and goes, Hesher? And it took my brain a second to go, wait, what? Where am I? Who's this? Oh, it's Trevor. So it was really awesome seeing Trevor there. Long time listener. Like even before the boiler room, he was following a lot of us with his dad. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see someone out there who's a Social Reject Club member and an alumni, if you will.
Well, yeah, great. I'm sure you'll sprinkle in more about that experience. I just got done traveling from Michigan to Texas through several states. Some observations to make, a little bit of news to report, but lots going on.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, I'm glad you made it tonight. I'm glad you made it back to Texas. Welcome back to your other home right here in Texas.
Yeah, my adopted home. Yep, I'm right back now.
Yep, there you go. Working on that twang. You'll get it one of these days. We can't all be like our friend Ron Avery, can we?
Not authentically. Now Ron's the real McCoy in that regard.
Yeah, he absolutely is. All right, let's bring Mystical Pharaoh aboard the Starship Boiler Room tonight. Mystical Pharaoh, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Boiler Room. It's great to see you. It's been like 3 weeks or something.
It feels like it. How you been, man?
Oh, I've been great. Just getting a lot done and trying to reset myself a little bit here, and I think it's working.
That's good, dude. I've been actually doing the same. So
excellent.
Disconnected out of this social media crap and honestly, even from news, since everything is just around us is just garbage right now.
Oh, dude, so much propaganda.
Just focusing on what's real.
So much propaganda and crap, man. I can't even believe it. It's I was glad when I turned my phone back on like a week later, I was like, oh boy, look, nothing's changed except maybe the acceleration of stupidity.
That's right.
All right. Well, so Pharaoh, is it safe to say from now on, when we bring you a news clip or a news bite or a headline, it's going to be a hot take from you because you have disconnected from the matrix as much as possible.
Pretty much. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah.
All right. Just so we all have it in context. We're all cool with that, I think. Is everybody in the chat cool with that? Because you don't really have a choice, so you got to be. All right. Let's get the ruckus among us. Adam Clark. Oh my gosh, he just whoa. I think
paging Nurse Ratchet. Paging Nurse Ratchet. One of your patients is on the loose. The one that calls himself Ruckus. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he disappears and reappears often.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me. Nice to see all you fine folks. Pharaoh, I have no idea what's going on there in your wing of the ward, but it looks like certainly more fun than mine and Hesher's. Congratulations. You get the conjugal visits, I see, as usual.
And we get
over there on the wall. You can see it.
We get an incessant line of technocrat clowns, I guess. Psychotic clowns in the ward.
Well, I'm just, that's where America's headed. Anyways, thanks for having me. We exciting news here on the local front. We were blessed by a few high-profile guests, visitors. So that was fun. Got to meet some new people. That was fun. So it's been a good time here. And then, of course, busy behind the scenes because the website was defunct for a little while. We got it all fixed up for you folks, and it's working pretty cherry. And then the next phase is going to be improving some of the appearance on the mobile experience for y'all. So stay tuned for that. I'm looking forward to that personally.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking forward to this discussion that we're going to have tonight because I've been staying in the news, unlike Hesher and Mystical Pharaoh. So it's going to be a nice break for me. I made a few high-profile appearances. I was on Jimmy Dore's show. Then I was on another podcast, What is Truth podcast. I've been doing the weaponized news stuff. And then, when I'm not doing that, I'm just immersed in that crap. My YouTube feed is still going 24/7, even when I sleep sometimes. So let's do it. Except for the shark part. Let me know about the shark part. If there's an image, give me a fair warning, Hesher. Thanks.
All right. Let's see here. Real quick before we bring Spore in, shout out to Tech Noir. What's up, man? Good to see you. It says America is ran by an insane clown world posse. That's right. Creative Accidents. What's up? Hesher mentioned the good cause of the get together. Okay. Yeah, briefly, one of the main purposes of Fire in the Mountains is to help reduce suicide among the Blackfeet Nation and just Native American tribes in general, because they have an insanely high suicide rate. So it was a dry festival, no alcohol there, and half the proceeds go to the Blackfeet Nation, to the Firekeeper Alliance. It is a solid cause. Plus, there are workshops that are done throughout the days there too. So things like healing through heavy music, the catharsis of heavy music, that kind of thing, creativity, musicianship, artistic expression. They even had 8 a.m. yoga. So for those that were up early and ready to do the whole day, 8 a.m. to just about midnight, all nights. And there's no corporate sponsors either. One other thing I like to mention, no big corporate sponsors, nothing like that. All the food vendors were local Blackfeet Nation, local Montanans, and it was just a really, really cool place to see music. So thanks for asking.
So that was like metal, or what kind of music they played?
Last year it was a mix of straight up heavy metal, death metal, black metal, grindcore, but then there was also this bands like Wardruna were there, and this year they had sort of a lot of like darkened Southern Gothic Americana vibes mixed in with the metal. So like bands like 16 Horsepower were there. Sub Rosa from Salt Lake City, Utah was there, and there's Igor Cavalera was there. He's the drummer of Sepultura, was the drummer of Sepultura back in the day. Did like a percussion sort of performance with an electric music guy that was unfortunately I missed, but I heard was really good. So it was kind of a lot of different sounds, and they mix it up each year so that it's it's got a little bit of tradition in it as well as just raw metal.
Nice. I just think it's really interesting. Bunch of metalheads doing yoga at 8 a.m. I cannot envision that.
Dude, I saw. I said to myself, I'm going to bring Spore on in a second here. I said to myself so many times, though, wow, never seen this at a metal show before. So many
That's
times.
right.
I said
No
that to
drinking and
myself.
yoga. I'm like, where are you?
Yeah. Workshops on healing, no beer, no wine, nothing like that. I mean, never. You won't find this anywhere else.
That's right.
Let's welcome the lovely Spore to the stage, the one and only keeper of all things Whiskey Tango Foxtrot on the interwebs, our curator of the Icebreaker Suggestion Room. Lovely Spore, welcome back to the Boiler Room. How are you?
I'm great. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have you back, because tonight we're going to do some ice breaking. We're going to clear the Icebreaker channel. I scrolled it up hopefully far enough for it to be considered cleared. I think anything I missed might have gotten a little stale by now, but hey, it should be fun. So before we break ice though, Spore, Ruckus mentioned quickly that we had some visitors in town. When I got back from Montana, We had Jay Dyer and Jamie Hanshaw Dyer in town, and we met Chase Haggard and his wife. I hope we're allowed to say their names on air. I didn't ask them if we could, but anyways. And then we had Brian Snowdy, the amazing artist and human being, come and visit us all back to back to back right after I got back. So
Yeah, that was awesome.
that was a really good time. I got to hang out with all those people and Sport and Ruckus, and we had a great time. Any standout parts from that for you, Spore, that you want to throw out there?
Oh, well, we got to see Jamie Hanshaw do a stand-up comedy bit at a local place here called Neighbors, and that was really fun and funny. And we
She did a
got to
great job.
yeah, we got to see Ruckus do I guess, spoken word that kind of upset people. He ended the night with some dark spoken word. What did that guy say to me? Like right when Ruckus is done? Oh, that scared the shit out of me. That's what he said.
Yeah, this one, yeah, he came up to me and said, "Thanks a lot for scaring the shit out of me."
So that was fun.
Yeah, that was a great time.
It was just really awesome. I mean, I've hung out with Brian. I call him Brian Snotty, but before, but it was Ruckus and Hesher's first time meeting him. That was really great.
Yeah, that was awesome. He brought us a couple gifts, and man,
Yeah,
that was
really
just
cool gifts.
really cool of him, and really fun to hang out. All right, well, let's break some ice here. What do you guys say? Spore, what do you got for us?
Well, we're gonna start off one that Brian Snuddy put in our icebreaker suggestions. Mutant raccoon roaming the streets of Seattle strikes fear in the hearts of unsuspecting residents. And I'm just going to read a little bit of this. A bizarre creature roaming the streets of Seattle has left residents wondering whether they are looking at a mutant, a cryptid, or something else entirely. The small gray animal was, with its oddly rounded body, unusually long legs, and strangely shortened frame, was recently spotted wandering
What
through
am I
Ballard.
looking at? This was my first time seeing Jimothy.
Yeah,
And
there he is on
initially
the
thought that
screen
he
right
was a
here.
cat.
Let me back this up. You
What
can
am
hear
I
this
There's audio coming through.
Oh, okay. Well, it shouldn't be, and it's broken then because I can't hear it.
I knew
Oh,
that
okay.
caught you by
What?
surprise.
Okay, yeah.
Cut me off there.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought I muted that tab, and it's not coming through mine. So StreamYard's messing with me again. I'm gonna kill that share. Go
I just
ahead,
got
Spore.
Couple more words. While some locals joked about it, while some locals joked it looked like a creature from another world, wildlife experts believe the animal is actually a raccoon named Jimothy, with an exceptionally rare condition that dramatically alters the shape of his body. And I'm guessing people already got to see that.
Yeah, probably it was busy cutting you off while they were looking at it, but I'll go ahead and show it again here. Yeah, so here's Jimothy caught on camera.
What am I looking at? This was my first time seeing Jimothy. And I initially thought that he was a cat. And just got my phone out because I love cats. And then when he emerged from the car, I realized he definitely wasn't a cat. Almost looks to me like a monkey or a lemur. I think it's short spine syndrome because there's a few famous dogs on the internet. One of them is Tilly, who is shaped exactly like Jimothy. I'm really happy that it brings some kind of joy to people's lives. I think he's just sort of round and a silly little guy, and people just sort of need something.
Well, there you go. Meet Jimothy.
My first guess would have been Chupacabra.
Yeah, I could see that definitely. Mark, you ever seen a Jimothy like that before? A raccoon tweaked out like that?
No, naturally, you want to make sure it's not AI. I assume it's not. Just for the sake of discussion, I'll assume it's not something generated by AI. I mean, it could be a raccoon with a rare condition. It's maybe distantly possible that somebody's doing some sort of genetic experiments and it got away from the lab. That's maybe a bit of a stretch. I'm just sort of doing a thought experiment. But it moved very well. I mean, if it a lot of times if something has a birth defect, it will hamper or limit its movement. And it seemed to move really naturally and quickly, despite being, despite appearing like it had a defect or some sort of, genetic mistake or whatever you want to call it, a birth defect. Usually if you're born with a birth defect, whether you're a human or whatever, you have trouble moving. It impairs your ability to move. So it moved very well, even though it might be a very rare condition and something completely out of line with how it normally would be. Those are just some initial observations.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting footage there. What do you think, Pharaoh? Any thoughts on Jimothy, the potentially short spine syndrome raccoon?
Shoot the freak.
It's headed right for us. Shoot it.
Shoot the freak. I don't know. It reminded me, it was like the circus was where they were showing all those freaks back in the days.
The freak shows, the traveling freak shows.
You should go to the freak show circus.
Who knows? Maybe they had a Jimothy at the old freak show.
I can tell you, raccoons are making a comeback, man. They are like turning into pets now. They are already showing signs of domestications.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's trying to earn a spot on the internet and be like famous like a cat.
Oh,
who knows?
So Jimothy might be the new LOL cat. What do you say, Ruck?
He might be.
Well, this is very interesting because just before the whole Trump thing, there was a raccoon thing. Remember?
Remind us for those that don't.
There was a pet raccoon.
Oh, that got shot?
Mm-hmm.
The state stepped in and killed it.
Wasn't there a squirrel too?
Or was it this? Or
was it was a squirrel.
Yeah, it was a squirrel.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So it wasn't even a
squirrels.
raccoon. All right. Well, anyways, I guess close enough. It starts with a squirrel that they killed, and now it ends with this mutant thing. Jimothy is like an absolute. I love Jimothy. Who's not on the side of Jimothy? I mean, everybody loves Jimothy. It's a viral meme sensation. Everybody knows it by name now. And that's very fascinating to me. Even the White House even posted their garbage, crappy propaganda where they're like, Jimmy was spotted on the way to Washington, D.C., wearing, of course, a hat that says Trump was right about everything. Silly. But yeah, it's certainly captured the imagination of people and kept them quite distracted. And I'm sure there's plenty of other examples where there's odd animals and strange behaviors. In fact, I know from some research I did a few years ago, there's thousands of instances where people are taking pictures and photos of fascinating, interesting things. And yet, strangely enough, there's always just one or two. Occasionally, there's one that just gets the magic. It just goes effing viral. And I wonder sometimes, again, based off of some research I did, just how organic is these things. Like, so I think the fact that this is such a huge deal might be a reason. Maybe it's just distraction. Maybe it's symbolism. Who the heck knows? I'm sure it's like some 33rd degree Freemason thing. Just kidding. Who the hell knows? But Jimothy's cool by me. I would adopt a Jimothy. I don't know about you folks.
Yeah, I would want to adopt a Jimothy too. My only concern is that ICE would bust down my door and cap him for having been domesticated. Maybe he's only safe if he's out and about in the streets or something like that.
Maybe he's Hamas.
As long as you have his paper, man. But he does look Mexican, I can tell you that.
Yeah, is he here legally?
Yeah, we're not exactly sure about Jimothy's citizenship status. It's funny though, Mystical Pharaoh, that you mentioned the freak show, because if you look at what's going on right now, and I guess Barnum and Bailey's sort of not quite the freak show, but it is the circus, right? Check this out. Meet the four-legged robot stealing the show at Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. Wow, how about that? So they have brought a robot to Ringling Brothers. There we go, right there. Yeah, isn't that neat?
They could have hired Jimothy. I'm outraged. This is unfair.
It is.
What is that event?
That's at the Ringling Brothers Circus, dude.
Oh,
That
What's
doesn't
the
make me
Ringling
want to
Brothers
go.
Circus?
Look,
Sorry, I'm
look,
not
here's
familiar.
here's a photo of the show with the robot dog at the circus. How stupid! Who wants to go see that?
Yeah,
I
it's
want to see
ridiculous.
lion tamers. I like the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, yeah. What happened to those guys getting eaten by lions and
Well, they
stuff?
stick their head in the lion's
Can you go
mouth.
back to the picture?
Yeah, hold on. This is it's so big. There's his train car. So they have a whole train car for his Ringling part. And then let me go back to the picture of the you want the it's
Yeah.
not even a trainer. Is it, what do you call this guy? What is this guy's title?
It starts with the
Performer, I
letter
guess.
G and it ends with the letter Y.
I just
Yeah.
love the look on his face, how he's like so into him. Or into it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, this robo dork here.
Wow, his face.
Yeah,
He's
Robo
looking
Dork,
at
that
that
works.
dog a little too lovingly, in my opinion.
Exactly, right? I can see it.
Yeah. Creative Accident says they're putting these robots on TV to get kids used to robots. I can't argue with that. We're certainly getting a lot of robotic fatigue lately, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there you go. We won't linger too long on any of these because we got a few of them. So thank you, Brian Snowdy, for sending in Mutant Raccoon roaming the streets of Seattle, striking fear in the hearts of unsuspecting residents. The next one we have, I believe this is a Ruckus submission right here. And I don't even know what to say about this other than I'll share this tab instead and we'll just give it a shot. Rescue robot of tomorrow may be a cockroach in a scuba suit. I don't know if I need to even read any further than that. Ruckus, have you read this already? What's the deal here?
I saw like a YouTuber who does like very short form content discuss it, and I was like, I gotta find this article. This is crazy. So if you're gonna cover it, I was hoping you'd read a little bit into it because I forgot. It's just as silly as you think it is, but it's like,
All right, I got you.
what are we doing here?
Well, first off, here's the object in question. For any of you listening only, it's a cockroach in some sort of suit with a microchip and a whole bunch of tubes and wires attached to himself. But yeah, it says a cockroach in a tiny scuba suit sounds like something you would run from, not something you would send into a disaster zone. Yet scientists say this strange little setup could one day help rescue teams search places people and larger robots cannot safely reach. Researchers from NTU Singapore and Waseda University have developed a flexible diving suit for cyborg cockroaches. That's right, I said cyborg cockroaches. The suit lets the insects survive and move underwater as well as through low oxygen spaces for up to 3 hours. Cool. Maybe we can send them to outer space. The study was published in Nature Communications. The goal is to expand how cyborg insects could help after floods, earthquakes, or other disasters where rubble, drains, and tight spaces can block access. Wow.
My goodness.
Well, there you go. I thought nanotech was a thing. I thought we were like in a race for nanotech. Can they not make little tiny drones the same size and not have to turn insects into cyborgs? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking for a friend.
Well, that's an excellent question. The whole nanotechnology thing was kind of a very so-called promising thing in recent years. And you would think that would be pretty advanced by now. Before they were talking about AI all the time, nanotech was the hot topic, remember?
I mean, they set up a whole wing of our military and our government in the 2018 NDAA to compete with China with nanotech. So, I mean, now we're doing, well, I suppose this actually, hold on a second.
It's not fake news, right? I mean, it's
no, it's published in Nature Communications, so it must be real, right? But it is researchers from Singapore, and I don't know where Waseda University. I'm guessing it's not in the United States. So,
well, if it's not fake news, then it shows you the state of science today. on one level, it sounds like scientists who want research money and grant research money really badly, and they'll do anything to get it.
There's always that.
Yeah, it sounds like perverse incentives at the very least.
It says here a cyborg cockroach is a living insect fitted with tiny electrodes that and this is on Fox News, by the way. Not that that makes anything they say real, but I mean, just for those source hounds out there. But anyway, it's fitted with tiny electrodes that can guide its movement. Unlike a small artificial robot, it uses its own muscles to walk. That means it needs far less battery power than a robot that depends on motors. However, cockroaches still need air. They breathe through small openings called spiracles. Once submerged, they cannot pull oxygen from water. This is where the cyborg cockroach diving suit comes in. The suit has an oxygen generation tank, it must be tiny, a flexible waterproof shell, and 4 silicone oxygen tubes. Together, those parts keep water out while sending oxygen directly to the cockroach's breathing openings. All right.
Wow.
I'm still not clear on how they control it, how it gets a mission, how it reports back. Is there a tiny pinhole camera on him? How do they get him from point A to point B?
How does it know where to go?
Yeah, how do they get the feedback? Is he Bluetooth enabled? I mean, I have so many questions about this.
There were. I don't have any stories.
Oh,
at
they
hand, but
counterfeited him with a Musk chip.
He's Neuralink.
well, there's that, but they've been doing this for years now. They've been studying ways to. They say they can control cockroaches in particular, but other insects too, with these little electrical signals. So they do. They implant something or strap it to his back. I don't know but they've been doing this for a while now. I remember reading stories about this a while. So I was like, I presume that's kind of what they're doing. So yeah, they're basically kind of remote controlling the cockroaches, probably, or I don't. There's also this new swarm drone algorithm. All you throw in AI. Speaking of AI, I immediately thought, I was like, oh my gosh, whose half brain baked idea was that? Oh wait, did AI come up with this idea? They're like, what's some innovative way to send help to people who need it? Like cockroaches live forever, says ChatGPT or Grok or something. You never know, right?
That's an interesting point there. What is it that the cockroach and I think remote control is the most logical way that it would get from point A to point B. What is it that the cockroach mini drone, organic, with a little bit of electrodes attached, what is it that it's supposed to do mission wise? It would be used for what?
Search and
They say
rescue.
reconnaissance, which is code word for surveillance. Oh, sorry.
So recon cockroaches then.
They say the goal is to expand how cyborg insects could help after floods, earthquakes, or disasters where rubble drains and tight spaces block access.
Huh.
But I have a hard time believing if they can control it, send and receive data from it, that's all they would use it for.
I'd be more interested in understanding how weather works better and how human interventions are happening frequently, maybe not frequently, but how and in what way and why they're happening in terms of weather. Why do we have excessive rain in some areas and outright droughts in other areas? What's going on? We've talked before about how cloud seeding technology is very real, very off the shelf, and the so-called wildfires that are going on now, usually they know the season and approximately when and how they'll erupt and under what conditions. So why don't they intervene there with technology that's been around about 100 years? In other words, weather outcomes ought to be proactively dealt with, not reactively dealt with when possible. And so, they resort to sending in cockroaches after the torrential monsoons have already happened. It's the whole thing sounds backwards to me, in terms of logic, in terms of dealing with certain disasters. Now, earthquakes is, of course, is a different matter. Although I'd like to know more about earthquakes. I don't know much about them, their origin, whatnot, what's going on with that. But yeah, there's a lot you could pick apart and a lot you could extrapolate from that.
I think that they should send us a box of these and whatever they use to control them and let us try them out, you know?
A box of
Yeah.
cockroaches.
Yeah, I'd like 10 scuba cockroaches, please.
Well, like
over-
they said in that movie, life is like a box of cockroaches. You never know what you're going to get.
They'd
You
only
like
be
them spicy or extra crunchy?
Can I get them both?
I want mine in a scuba suit, damn it.
and only $1,900 each.
Oh, is this? Oh, I was going to ask, is this a subscription as a service kind of deal here?
Right. Yeah. Can we get a year's subscription, full access to
Or
Pink
do you
Vegas?
own the cockroaches right out of the gate when you?
Yeah. Pink Vegas says, does the roach need a scuba certification? I'm going to go out on a limb there, Pink Vegas, and say no, but you and I do if we want to do that.
Probably needs a background check at least, right? I would hope.
At the very least, yeah. I mean, it could be at this point when we see a cybernetic cockroach, we have to do our American duty and ask ourselves, is this a Chinese cyborg cockroach?
Yeah, but it's a commie thing. I knew
It
it.
might be a commie roach that would live forever. So
We can't let China beat us to the cockroach race.
That's right.
No,
That's
we cannot.
right. Well, we need cockroach. I mean, China has cockroach farms. If you want to talk about it,
Well, clearly they need lots of scuba divers, so they better farm
Yeah.
these things.
let's see a link for that.
We can't send people into the water. We got to send the roaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the other military applications here? Can they strap little like dynamite thermo? What's that? What was that?
Thermite.
Thermite, yeah. Thermite bearing scuba cockroaches to fight Iran or something.
So they would be
TBC.
like miniature Navy SEALs.
Yeah. Do they have to go to Buds?
Now I would watch that movie.
Yeah, yeah. Could they recreate like a Nord Stream 2 attack or something like that?
Yes.
I mean, just leave them to us. We'll come up with all kinds of options. Send us a box, please. Preferably the ones that won't duplicate. We don't want gremlin situation with our cyborg cockroaches.
And not in a candy box. I don't want it to say Fannie Mae or something.
No, and please not in a shot glass. That'll bring back some bad memories we don't want to talk about. Okay. Moving on swiftly. This is
I
what
don't
I
want you-
haven't. Go ahead.
I just posted a link of the a billion Chinese roach farm.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I want
When you're talking about just like beating the Chinese, you already been farming roaches.
Oh golly, what am I about to see here? The Chinese cockroach farm houses 1 billion cockroaches kept contained by a moat filled with hungry fish. They know how to write a headline over here at ABC News sometimes. Wow, how old is this article?
Sounds like alligator Alcatraz
Yeah, really. Okay,
for the
so
roaches.
this is a 2020 article. This is kind of stuff we were getting in 2020 to keep us occupied. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'll link it on the show page.
Yeah, it's just again, it just Chinese beat us to raising roaches. So
Do they say why they want to make so many of them? Usually people
they eat
try to
them.
get rid of these.
It-
Oh,
it's,
they make
it's,
food out of them. That's
it's food.
right.
Yeah, it's a protein source.
Of course, eats the bugs.
Eat the bugs.
Yes,
Eat bugs.
it's sorry to tell anybody that didn't know already, but emulsifier, is that the right word? An emulsifier in food sometimes is these. That's why they farm them. Strawberry frappuccino. Did I just say that out loud?
Here in South Texas, there's the occasional restaurant profiled on a local news show. More than once, they've said, come on out to the restaurant, try our new bugs.
Oh golly, no thanks.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think they think very clearly before they go on TV and talk about that. They
No.
think that novelty alone will sell it. Sorry. Ain't gonna happen.
No.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, no thanks. All right. Let's move on to this one. Let's see. Is this another? This is a Ruckus one right here. Thanks, Ruckus. You may be noticing out there if you're watching tonight that we've got a lot of internal ACR submissions here. So we want your WTF links from the interwebs too. And if you want to drop them to us, join our Discord. We have a Discord. There's an invite code on the website at alternatecurrentradio.com. It's up in the main menu in the upper right, little hamburger liney looking thing. So yeah, join our Discord and you can drop us suggestions. We did get a lot of suggestions from the Social Rejects Club, but there are a number of internals also. But this one, too much happiness sent a woman to the emergency room in an incredibly rare case. Too much happiness. The phrase "I could die of happiness" is not meant to be taken literally, but as it turns out, you actually can, though it's exceedingly rare. A new case study published in Oxford Medical Case Reports tells the unusual story of a 65-year-old woman who was so desperately happy after attending her daughter's wedding, doctors thought she was having a heart attack. For 3 days after the festivities, she suffered chest pains and shortness of breath. First, when the woman sought medical advice for her chest pain, which she had experienced a few months prior as well, she was urgently referred to the emergency department, but her test came back with confusing results. There appeared to be a reduced blood flow to her heart, and this is typically caused by a blood clot, but no such clot could be found. Instead, her left ventricle showed a strange ballooning, which was weakening the heart and impairing its ability to pump blood efficiently through her body. Strange as it might sound, that is a sign of sudden and overwhelming joy. Okay.
I would wonder how they can objectively, if they can objectively measure joy.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a gauge. Here's the baseline.
Right.
Anything to this side of the baseline is excessive happiness, and once you get over here, it's too much happiness. That seems very subjective to me. Some psychologists or psychiatrists will say if someone acts excessively happy, they're actually in denial, and it's sort of a trumped up or fake happiness to cover up for something sad. The old expression "laugh clown laugh." If somebody seems too giddy and happy, they're not actually happy. Is the psychiatric theory? So yeah, that seems like a real stretch to be able to say not only did this woman go to the hospital, but she went there because she was too happy. I just don't see how they could reach that conclusion with any confidence.
It does sound odd. They say it is a syndrome called, I can't even say this.
Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, TTS.
Yeah, TTS. We'll just call it TTS.
The psychiatrists use the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, the DSM, and what that is a bunch of codes that tells them what drugs to prescribe.
And it gets bigger every year.
Yeah, so this could be DSM entry number whatever, and so-and-so is too happy, so here's the drug of choice.
I mean, if I hate to think about, it's a very serious thing to think about chest pain and having to go to the hospital. A lot of people have been through that. We have friends that have been through that and lost people to that before. So it's like, it's very serious, and it's like, I've never heard of this before. And I would have such a hard time if I went in and they were like, yeah, your ticker's not working right. We think you're just too damn happy. I'd be like, next, please take me to the next hospital over. I would like a second opinion. Cause it's like they say this TTS closely mimics an acute myocardial infarction or a heart attack. So I would want to go double, triple, quadruple check that there wasn't a clot before I was like, oh, I just got too happy. Cool.
Let me mention one other thing while I'm thinking about it. I sometimes watch that show, Funny You Should Ask, with Byron Allen. And there was one of the questions put to the comedians, true or false, comedians buy insurance in case somebody laughs so hard that they, become overwhelmed or get out of breath or something happens physically. And the answer was true.
I've laughed that hard. I've laughed so hard I thought I was going to hurt myself. That's definitely happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can be excessively in a state of humor, like really laughing your ass off. But, maybe that's qualitatively something different,
Right. And that seems to affect your lungs more than your heart.
Yeah, you're not going to have a myocardial.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Pharaoh, what do you think? You're our most sciencey doctor around here. You're the learned doctor of the boiler room. What do you think about this?
I thought only too much love can kill you. I didn't know loving. But I mean, it is a real condition. It is a real condition. So how did they found the diagnosis? I assume they did some imaging for the heart, because usually those people with that condition have actually deformity in the heart. So you should be able to tell from imaging.
Yeah, they checked for a clot, I guess, is all the articles
Not
said.
clot. Yeah, it's not.
Right.
It's not a clot. Yeah, it shouldn't be a clot. It's actually the shape of the ventricle itself is different.
Well, I guess it's something to consider, right? If you're having signs of or suspecting a heart attack, but don't have any signs of clot anywhere in your ventricles or whatever, you may actually be suffering from TTS. Who knows? Maybe someone out there will have that.
Yeah, but again, this is very rare. I mean, if you search it, it's pretty rare.
It says in the article here, it says, to your point, it says that's a very small percentage, and it gets smaller yet for happy heart syndrome. Only around 4% of reported TTS cases are triggered by positive emotions.
Yeah. By negative, like majority is by negative and stress.
Yeah, that they call that one. That's the negative version. They call that broken heart syndrome.
Yeah.
All right.
See, well, that's good news. See, so only, if you're going to get this heart syndrome, there's a very small chance that it's because you're happy. Yeah.
Look at the bright side, right?
Married guys, I hope you're paying attention. Maybe you can somehow work this into your defense next time you're like your partner. I'm just saying, there's always arguments about whether or not somebody's happy. Like, that's for your safety, dear. We don't want to overdo it or something like that. Make for some good pickup lines, guys. What do you think? Ladies, what do you think? You're approaching the member of the opposite sex, and you're like, you slip them like a napkin. You say, "What's that?" And then it's like, "Oh, this is a non-disclosure agreement that says you won't sue me if I make you too happy and you have a heart attack, baby," or something. I don't know.
I'll give you TTS. I'm so good. I'll give you TTS.
It's very interesting that this becomes like a news story. I don't know how viral it went. It did make it past my feed somehow. I mean, a lot of people. This is Science Alert is one of those. It's sciencey, but it's more like, here's your daily inbox. They need something to write because they write articles, and that's what they do. That's their business, right? So I don't think if this was the type of thing where they're like, there's an unknown outbreak of people getting too damn happy and they're dropping dead, I'd be concerned that they're trying to say that this is the cause for what we're all thinking. But I don't think this is an instance like that. I think they did properly check for if it was a clot, because that if it was the other thing that did it, then there would have been because of a clot, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty sure. Typically,
yeah. But to Pharaoh's point, I'm not so sure, at least from the article, how further they looked into why it happened to this specific lady, or they're just trying to, and I don't know, is this condition only found in certain people, or could this happen to anybody? That's the other question.
No, it's only in certain people with just heart deficiency.
So it's like a genetic thing, then, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's
okay. Well, now that does
already like deformed left ventricle, and that's what.
That does dip into some interesting things, all things considered, but I'm not so sure that's for this boiler room.
Yeah, definitely. That
boy,
question,
to be that happy in the world we live in, that's quite an achievement.
Yeah, please share. How did you get so happy you almost died? We'd all love to know, because
she was at her daughter's wedding, it said in the article.
Oh, right. Okay.
Mm.
But
I don't know.
it didn't happen to her till 3 days after the festivities. So
Maybe
may-
someone slipped her some mRNA juice or something like that. Oh no, wait, back again to that same issue we're coming up to there. Okay.
Yeah, why such a delayed effect?
Yeah. Just too much prolonged happiness, Mark. I mean, don't be happy for too long. You might hurt
Maybe
yourself.
there was some mushrooms in the stew, you know.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Well, Hesher, I'm glad you're okay. We're past the 3-day mark of your return from an event where I'm sure you were full of joy and having a good time, right?
Oh man, I couldn't have been happier. So I'm feeling
You're
better
clear.
than when I left. So hey,
You're safe.
Maybe enough time hasn't gone by yet. The surge of happiness might still.
I'm still riding the surge. You never know, man. You never know.
You could be an invisible carrier. Oh shoot! I hope it's not contagious.
Yeah, I've got contagious long happiness.
Social distancing.
Definitely. Put me in a padded room or something.
Cool. Pass it on. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got more of these coming. You're watching the Boiler Room or listening to the Boiler Room, however you're hitting us. Our website's alternatecurrentradio.com. We got a support link up there. We got merch up there. We got all that stuff. It's in the descriptions down below if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, X, all that good stuff. Mark, tell me a little bit about your trip before we hit the next odd headline.
Well, it was quite interesting in that I went through Jason Smith's congressional district inadvertently in southeast Missouri. He's the head of the House Ways and Means Committee. And I dropped a note to the Democratic challenger, not as a journalist, just a friendly advice. And he answered me. And the person challenging Jason Smith for the 8th Congressional District congressional seat representing Missouri, the Democratic challenger, apparently is going to raise the fact that Jason Smith has been to Bilderberg the last 2 years based on my tip. So be listening in the news locally, regionally, nationally to see if the head of the House Ways and Means Committee, Mr. Smith, running for re-election, he's been in there since 2010, to see whether his Democratic opponent will make any hay out of Smith having attended Bilderberg. And we'll see what kind of backbone and spine the Democratic opponent has. But he acknowledged my tip, and we'll see if he carries it forward.
Very interesting. That would kind of, I mean, correct me if I'm off base here, Mark, but if just that factoid about him could change the tide, wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that say a lot about the general public's knowledge of Bilderberg now? I mean, that's not something I don't think people would have cared much about or known enough to care about, a couple cycles ago.
Yeah, there was re-elect Smith signs all over that part of Missouri that I drove through in the Boot Heel, as it's known, the southeast corner near Illinois, near the Mississippi River. I go through there a lot, and I had forgotten that his district included that part of Missouri. So his Democratic challenger probably doesn't have much of a chance, but this could change the metrics a little bit, especially if the media would pick up on it. Larger media like the Kansas City Star newspaper or the St. Louis Post-Dispatch or the Chicago Tribune or the Des Moines Register, a large paper in Iowa, for example, et cetera, et cetera. We'll see what happens, but it seems like the Democrat needed something to go on, and this might just be the thing. But again, we have to see if he has the gumption to carry it forward and if he can get any media traction out of it.
Yeah, you got to wonder if any of his donors are attendees or something like that, or if it could end up, biting him in the rear end.
Yeah, one other quickie is I went through Grimes County, Texas, and the town Anderson, of all things, Anderson, Texas. And there was a poster up at a local pizza joint. Went and talked to the people there, and they want to build a data center that hasn't gotten anywhere yet. But I talked to some Texas A&M guys who were eating lunch there, and they do video for the sports department at Texas A&M. And I said, A&M, that's George Herbert Walker Bush country. And they laughed and said, oh, yeah, if he's dead, it doesn't matter. It's still Bush country. And I think he's in more control now that he's dead. That's my opinion. Take that for what it is. But I said, beyond all these concerns about AI data centers, too much noise, environmental impact, water usage, electrical usage, do we want to live in an AI world where we have this eventual centralized monolith, these databases that tell us what the truth is? And one of the guys especially was like, I don't really want to live in that kind of world. But the students we're seeing at Texas A&M, he told me, are already showing signs that they're a bit brain addled by relying too much on AI and not really thinking for themselves and using it as a crutch. And he felt like they were getting stupider.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people are seeing that, and plus it's like one of those other like kind of deeper questions I ask people. Obvious, the practical ones are the ones you mentioned, the water, the power, the noise, the why. I just I think it would be foolish to assume that when we hear the term AI data center or anything data center that that's all it's doing. You can AIs are doing everything now. So the one next to, Tom, Dick, and Harry's house might be a Dell data center. It might be doing nothing but serving VR images to people wearing goggles. But the one next to, Janie over there, that might be an AI data center. Well, what does that mean? Who's AI? What is it doing? Is it one of the surveillance AIs? Like, can we subcategorize these things out into use case, but you never see that. You only see them pitching the town, the deal of, oh, we're not going to use too much water, we're not going to use too much power, and we're going to create a bunch of jobs.
Right. And I'll mention one other thing. There was a Hawaii Five-0 on the other day, the original from 1974 with Jack Lord as the main character. And they showed a data center in the early 70s. And it was, of course, these these rather tall rectangular machines that had the reel-to-reel looking things at the top. And that was the data center of its day. And it showed computer screens, 1974, that were, of course, cruder than now. The typing on the screen, the characters on the screen looked something like a electronic version of a dot matrix printer from yesteryear. Long story short, the guy that operated that data center learned to use the technology to tap into people's bank accounts, their voting records, their police record, if any, create a police rap sheet, even if someone didn't have one. And so would a data center, the one down the street from whatever person you mentioned, Hesher, okay, the one next to Billy's house isn't so bad, but the one next to Bobby's house just gave you a criminal record that you didn't have, and here come the cops.
Yeah.
In other words, could this be used in a not just surveillance, but proactively affecting people's financial history, reputations? Would it be used as an outright spy and spook and intruder? And that's what was suggested in this Hawaii Five-0 made over 50 years ago.
Oh, man. I'm thinking of several modern shows that play along a similar line, too. There was one show called Utopia, and it involved a schoolyard shoot 'em up, bang bang incident. And the whole world thought that one of the characters, the young characters in the show, had done it because they had footage of it. They had CCTV footage of it, all this stuff, all this evidence. And it turns out, well, he was among a group of people, young people, that were looking to disrupt certain activities of big pharma, and that was technology that was weaponized against him. So, they've been telegraphing this concept for many, many years, and even more so now.
Exactly. If they know you're an activist, then you would be targeted maybe with a trumped up criminal record, for example.
Right. Right. Yeah. Let's see here. Pharaoh, any questions on that or comments on that?
Well, Musk is solving it. He's sending data centers to space.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Before we go to Mars, are we now sending? They're building them on the moon, right?
Well, remember, he's not going to Mars anymore. He's going to Moon.
Okay.
Apparently now he's teaming up with NVIDIA to launch orbital data centers. That's his solution.
So the irony is not lost on me that NVIDIA is basically the company that makes it possible to do deep fakes, makes it possible to do simulations and virtual environments. And we're to believe Elon Musk, who's been telling us he's gonna go to Mars for the past 15 years, that he just changed his mind. He's gonna go to the moon, and guess what? The video card AI video maker guys, hardware guys are helping me out. That's it's a little on the nose, isn't it?
It is. I actually just posted a good article from IEEE Spectrum. That's why the space-based data center hype is already the start, and the math won't align for space compute anytime soon. It's a
All
good
right.
article.
There you go. Okay. Well, I'll throw that on the show page for anyone that wants to dive a little bit deeper. But
Yeah, just going into Musk claims that being in space is the cheapest way to do that.
okay.
But no, I mean, you guys know my opinion about this. I do firmly believe that we're approaching the AI. We are no. Let me take this back. The U.S. government and corporate America is turning a technology that can be democratized and it can be actually pushed, instead of pushing to using that technology and actually in a way that benefit humans, they are pushing it to make as much profit out of it for their exits, and pushing everybody into utilizing it until they get everybody locked in, and then now they have full control. And you already actually see now in Claude, if anybody has been using Claude, you'll see that they start locking their heist models. Credits run really fast, and now you have to go upgrade with $100, right, to buy more credits.
Yeah.
So the math where those American companies has been working on never mathed, right? Because they're spending billions, and the way they are going to bring revenue is just, even if all 300 million American, everybody paid $20, it's not going to cover the cost of what they are spending on building compute and developing models, right? So that cost is not, it's never going to work that way. So you need to know that what's happening right now is subsidies until they lock you in and you become fully dependent. And now they're going to try to suck as much out of you to make their profit from you. So that's where you need to pay your attention. And then look at what the Chinese is doing, right? They are saying they are stealing the models from us, but guess what? They figured out ways to build models that consume like small percentage of computes compared to our model, and they are the same performance, right? Companies like food delivery is building models now in China, right, and using them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's as usual in US, we built the entire bubble around AI. Trump helped building that bubble, right? And it's our vehicle. Right? There is so much money tied into this right now, and until they exit, that bubble is going to keep going. And then once they do their exits, it's going to burst, and it's going to be glorious.
Yeah, and they think they're going to get away with this. Like, we're going to build this entire infrastructure, and guess what? In the long run, it's going to be a sliding scale of how much it costs users. So you'll never know. It's almost the same exact setup they used when they set up the big three cell phone networks.
Well, I mean, think about like how fast architectures of those chips, like
yeah,
gosh,
improves.
what the word?
Like, it exponentially improves year
It
by year.
improves, right? It's crazy. Like these is gonna be obsolete in what, like 3 years? I brought like my my Nvidia graphics card um like like last year, and it's already like there's more advanced models right now, right? So it's, you're spending all this much money, and now you have to build electrical stations and nuclear stations around it, right? And you're sucking resources, and people are not happy, and they are freaking out right now. I can tell you, I've been with a lot of people, and the government are freaking out, and the people that invested the money freaking out, because a lot of city councils and a lot of places, because people are not happy, the people that are winning local election, that are people running against data centers,
Yep.
because people are not happy. You have so much fucking desert in the West. Go put them in a damn desert. Why do you have to put it in our like inside of our cities? You know,
Yeah.
our communities. You have so much space in America. Go do it somewhere else.
Yeah, and like, why do we need over 1,000 of them? China's only got 4 last week counted.
That's right. But anyway, so now the line is, hey, we need to protect, to make sure data centers stays in US, because it's going to be a cybersecurity risk and a national security risk if US corporations start building their data centers overseas. That's the narrative you're hearing right now.
Yeah. It's a good comment on the math. You mentioned the math. Math is how much you can pay your accountants and lawyers. Yeah, that's American math now, apparently.
The evidence is stacking up that these things are not what they say they are. If they're going to keep moving forward with this, right? What are they really doing? What are they really for?
Yeah.
I seriously don't think it's anything other than people are just pouring money into it. There's a lot of corporations pouring money, a lot of rich people just pouring money into it, because everybody's trying to ride that wave.
It's the perfect cover. I mean, it's the perfect black budget. Like they could do whatever they want on the surface, right? And then God only knows what's really inside or underneath
That's right.
it.
Once it's invested and you built it, how are you going to make your money back? That's a question, right?
We don't need 1,000 of these things to make LOL cat videos and podcast intros.
Yeah. How are you going to recover your money? That is the question.
Well, now, what if it's not about money? I mean, again, if they're not really shit, I hate to sound absolutely crazy. I mean, could you or I just walk up to one of these and request a tour? Can we check it out and see it? I know we see the occasional on air. Okay, hold that thought, Mark. On air, we see the people get the tour and talk to the people, and they're like, well, geez, wow, it's loud in here. And they're like, and this is what it sounds like on the outside. And yes, it makes a lot of noise. People are complaining about it and this and that. And like, well, shit, you could fake all of that to make people, I mean, I hate to be Scooby-Doo about it, fake all of that. And literally inside could be like nothing. And they just say, well, this data center here costs X hundred millions of dollars. And it's like the money goes to them. They don't spend that money they just spend a couple of bucks on Hobby Lobby and a sound effect and a fog machine. And you think, I'm like, you really never effing know. And they just suck up the land and do what the F ever. Maybe they do build an underground bunker beneath it. And it just makes a loud noise. It's like, well, shit, it's got to be a data center. It sure sounds like one. Damn, I hate that noise.
Well, that goes back to Kit's theory, right? It's all this black budget that they are doing right now.
Yeah, and
why would they do that? Why is Trump and everybody seem like they're just on this massive power money grab? Like, when is enough enough? What's the point? A friend of mine and a former colleague of ours from TNT Radio, Charlie Robinson, on one of his shows recently, he was just doing like a solo monologue talking it out. It was very interesting what he had to say. He said, I don't know what he was making a reference to, or if it was an original thought of his, but it was crazy. It hasn't left me, but he said like, well, geez, I don't know. What if like these people who are in charge know that there's some impending like doomsday scenario that nobody can do anything about, like the asteroid coming. And it's like, they all know, and it's going to be here to like, nothing truly matters. How would you act? Well, I'm just going to like suck up as much effing money as possible, invest in underground bunkers, build the ballroom, do all of the amazingly stupid, crazy. Why do they? What? Maybe you never know. Maybe they know that it's all about to end. You really never know. again, but you can't convince me that we need this for the AI or whatever the hell. I mean, like, even the other theory is, of course, that they do need this in order to have store the massive amounts of data on us and this and that, and to create the videos to blackmail us, like we guys were talking about there, which is absolutely frightening. And by the way, there's a company that's out there. I'll look it up before the end of the show. Shout out to Burning Beard. He brings this up all the time, where they can actually like change they can get in there and change the information coming from the surveillance cameras, satellite images, flock smart home technology inside your own house. I forgot the name of it. It starts with the letter T. But yeah, so I mean, but that even then, it's like, I don't believe it. I mean, you still don't need this many data centers, not with the technology that's available. Look what's happening in China. Look at blockchain technology. I mean, look at technology in general. I mean, come on. You want? I mean, like, and then again, the whole thing that they always say, well, they're really 50 to 100 years ahead of what's available to the public. You put all of these things together and you're like, yeah, what the F are these things really for? They're definitely not for anything that they're saying.
These are really salient points. I've heard that too, that they might be a white elephant, that there might be a degree, like you say, going Scooby-Doo on this, a degree of fakery or at least serious misrepresentation. Might they be a cover for something else? I mean, they're Denver, Colorado. It's pretty well known that underneath Denver is the complete backup government facility for the U.S. federal government. Most people suspect it, but it's pretty much knowledge. It's pretty much a fact. And so, what are these in any way connected to any kind of underground network? Because there's allegations and there's some patent information in the U.S. Patent Office that suggests that there's a tram underneath the ground that's more or less nationwide. Part theory, but I think largely fact. Might it be connected to some underground transportation or communication system pertaining to the federal government's backup facility that is underneath Denver, that is there? And so could it be connected to something else and be a very different thing, or largely fake, or at least very different than what we're told? But it seems to me the most likely thing would be to keep tabs on the population that is waking up more and more every day, and they have to have some way of corralling that. So if you're them and you're thinking like them, you've got to keep the peasants under control, numero uno. Whatever else might follow, whatever else might be involved, whether it sounds like it's something outlandish or unlikely or not, I think the bottom line is they've got to keep the peasants in line.
Yeah, I can't count any of this out because the kleptocrats I've been commenting for the last 6 years that the kleptocrats, especially the political class of them, the banking class of them, and the military intelligence class of them, are behaving as though they are not going to need to worry about the consequences of their decisions, actions, policies, litigations, thefts, and transgressions over the last 6 years. And I'm always wondering, what the hell do they know that we don't know? What is coming down the pike? Because these people are behaving. We know they're kleptocrats. We know they're bullcrap oligarchs, but the behavior is so unhinged and so in your face and so ritualistically humiliating to free people around the world. It really makes me wonder why they seem to not care if they'll ever be held responsible for their transgressions and crimes, much less be electable in the future.
Yeah,
Because
right.
they're
Acting
above
like
it all.
total impunity, right?
Yeah.
Because they're
Right.
above it all.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, enough on data centers. Mark, anything else noteworthy from your trip you wanted to share?
Oh, that's the main things. There is one other little one. I went through Schulenburg, Texas, down 77, just south of the legendary LaGrange that ZZ Top sang about. And,
Yeah.
and there was a sign in front of the main school. I got a picture of it. The exact words aren't in front of me, but this ISD, the ISD staff here is fully armed and will fully defend itself against any armed intruder. Be warned.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, in big letters on a big sign.
This is Texas sometimes.
In other words, if you really do it and it's not just some psyop and it's real, that you're going home in a box, is what they're saying.
Wow. Nice reminder there.
Yeah.
All right. What's the link you just sent me,
To
Ruckus?
put a cap on this, this is the name of that company that I mentioned, just so you know I'm not effing crazy. And again, shout out to Burning Beard for putting this on my radar. Toka. I hope you're sitting down for this one. It's an Israeli cybersecurity firm. Of course,
Oh,
it
yes.
is.
I recall this comment too.
Which provides government agencies with technology capable of locating, hacking into, and manipulating Internet of Things, also known as IoT devices. Let me
Which is
read that again.
everything.
It can locate, hack into, and manipulate Internet of Things devices. So let that sink in. I also have a that's their website there. I have this fancy article. I'll send you the link. We'll just throw this on the show notes. I'll just read you the headline from 2022. Okay. Human rights expert sounds alarm over Israeli firm's dystopian video altering tech. And it goes into great detail about how this technology can literally manipulate videos, i.e. deep fake it and make it look like it came off like the CCTV camera and shit, like we were just talking about. This is a very real technology. But it can also hack into Internet of Things and those flock cameras and everything. And it could really like, well, yes, you might be blurry on the camera. Yeah, it could be deep faked, but we have your phone pinged on that location and you can't fake that. Well, yes, you can, but you're not supposed to know that. So now they're either gonna come Bill Cooper me or they're gonna fugitive me or deep fake me out of existence just for saying that.
I
Anyways,
don't know. I
that was
think
fun.
they want us to know this and to be scared. Like, it's cool if you're curious enough to look and know, that's fine. They don't care anymore. Back to that, just we don't care. Total ritual humiliation, total make everybody as paranoid as possible. Somehow this all plays in to it, and that technology is exactly as you see it used in Utopia. I can't remember. I think it was the British version of Utopia, although the American one was pretty frightening also. But it was
Art imitating
exactly
life
that.
or life imitating art.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, no kidding. All right. Back to funky icebreakers here. Want to bet on my wedding? Here's another one from Ruckus that's worth a look. Would you like to bet on the wedding of your friends or family? Alan and Karen Miller's first dance was a win or lose moment for many of their wedding guests. As the couple glided across the floor during their reception in New York last year, attendees kept track of the chosen artist and length of the dance. Earlier in the night, they had noted their guesses on prop bet sheets. Proposition or prop bets are usually tied to sporting events. Users place wagers on specific details that aren't necessarily correlated with the game's outcome, like points scored by certain players, for example. Now these bets have entered the world of weddings. So is this a Kalshi thing, Ruckus? Like people are using Kalshi and other these modern Israeli designed betting systems that even our political class is grifting on right now?
Huge psyop thing going on there. Deep dive done by Whitney Webb and another journalist. I forgot his name at this time. You probably all know what I'm talking about already, but definitely look into that. You can find it out there. And you'll probably hear a lot more about that as things progress. But yeah, another Israeli-founded firm, of course, these prediction market people. But as we were going to air, there was on my news feeds, there was breaking news too that I think it's Kalshi, or one of the two, is now going to be offering 15-minute bets and stuff. Just recently in the news, in case you missed it, Trump's teleprompter guy. Did you guys hear about this? So this is another example of how this is so corruptible. I mean, would you take a bet like that where you know that everyone involved could just rig it? Like, I mean, this is an obvious one, right? About the wedding and all the propositions and all this gay stuff. It's really silly. But I mean, there's a much larger problem going on here. But the bigger news was recently that the teleprompter guy, the guy who has access to, you know, the speeches and what the Trump's going to say, he's got to put it on the teleprompter. So he knows before anybody else what the president's going to say. And you can place bets on, like, is the president going to say certain things? And he could possibly even inject in it because he can make the president say no, 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 and win a bet that he made on Polymarket. So it's more, what's up with all this degeneracy? Again, like nobody's afraid of getting. Isn't this like, should this be illegal? I mean, this seems crazy. This seems dangerous. People have a problem with gambling, and now they're like, well, yeah, you can bet on anything. Like anything. Yes, quite literally anything. It's crazy.
And like, I can just see the scam right now also. Like the groom tells the best man what the song is, how long it lasts, and they decide they'll split the winnings on it, you know, or something like that. Like, this is classic fraud that would be investigated, or even worse yet, you might just get your leg broken by a bookie's gorilla or something like that. But on this market, it's just like, do as thou wilt, I guess. Take one of the worst vices that man has to deal with and weaponize it. It's kind of like, it's almost like the prawn industry, right? Like, all the big names in the prawn industry are CEO'd by people in that same country. And what has it done? It's added a whole layer of addiction and degeneracy and strife for humans. This is like, you know what I mean? It's like, what's going on here?
It's influencing outcomes in geopolitical and politics and swaying elections and hearts and minds and propaganda. It's been weaponized, well, probably from the beginning, against the people. It's not what you think it is. Again, Mark Goodwin, yes, thank you. So check out that investigation that they did, Whitney Webb and Mark Goodwin.
Yeah, thanks, Creative Accidents. I mean, Mark, are you hip to some of these modern betting sites that people are using and the people in the Trump administration are even using?
No, I'm not up to speed on that, but what I'm hearing is a little unsettling, to say the least. I mean, at Valley Forge, George Washington wouldn't even allow the troops to wager. It shows the moral barometer too, right? How badly off it is. Anything goes. It's an anything goes world is headlong into destruction. It sounds good on the surface to some people, but you just can't operate an organized society like that. It doesn't work.
You almost sounded like a Texan there when you finished that statement. There was a twang there, Mark.
Well, yeah, I got here, and maybe
now that you're back on,
maybe the very act of getting here and seeing that Schulenburg sign, don't you come into this school with the wrong idea with a gun in your hand.
Trump does refer to it.
And it isn't going to be singing the Yellow Rose of Texas either.
Trump keeps calling it the Gilded Age, and if folks know about the Gilded Age or Google that, then you'd be like, well, wait a minute, why does he keep saying that?
Yeah. Pharaoh, what do you think, man? Any thoughts on this wedding bet on my wedding thing?
It's I agree with Mark actually about that. It's a great reflection to where we are as a society, from people just think that you can just make money out of everything, and something as just betting is the fact that they can bet on anything it's pretty it's a good reflection to the moral declination of people too, right? Because I think we all agree that betting is not the best moral things you can do. So the fact that those companies have been able to put it in every day today, and this is not just news, by the way. I was just talking with someone in Egypt, and they were telling me that the betting market there growing quite a bit, especially among young generations,
Mhm.
because they think they can just make money out of thin air from anything. And sadly, that's the mentality of the new generation, right? They don't think about you really need to earn money through work and through, like,
Like our parents used
contributing
to
to
tell us,
society.
oh my gosh, I don't know about you growing up in Egypt, but like anytime, and as a young person, you are drawn to quick money making schemes. Like you're a prime target for quick money maker grifter schemes. And anytime I ever brought something like that up to, a mentor, a parent, an adult, a teacher, whatever, it was like, you got to work hard, you got to earn your stuff. And now it's just like, maybe you could be an influencer and just get rich for
That's right. You can be an
all right.
influencer, or you can bet, and
Oh, yeah.
you can make money that way.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just pretty sad to
Well,
where we are right now.
here's a great example Creative Accidents is reminding of us in the chat here. Remember when US Soldier was charged with using classified information to profit from prediction markets? Yeah, there it is right here at justice.gov, government website. US Soldier charged with using classified information to profit from prediction market bets. Gannon Ken Van Dyke allegedly made almost $500,000 trading on Polymarket on the basis of classified information regarding the timing of a U.S. military operation to capture Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. $500,000 almost, $400,000.
Isn't there some sort of subversion tactic in some popular ism belief where, like, you want to see, like, the society suffer some sort of moral decline or decay? I forget which ism it is.
Oh, it's a
Somebody out
few
there knows,
isms. Yeah.
I'm being tongue in
Communism,
cheeky. I'm being tongue in cheeky here. It's very ironic
Zionism.
because it's coming. The administration is all like on the law and order, and he's screaming all the time about communists this and communists that, and I'm just like, dude, him and his family, they have vested. They actually physically own shares in this company or something. Like one of his sons does. One of the Trumps. I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
believe
which
it's
one.
probably Kalshi because Kalshi was being advertised during the World Cup, and we all know that's
Probably.
all
It's
tied together,
honestly the level of corruption. I could not
right?
believe it, and
Just in your face.
in your face. And I remember in the first term, I was one of those people saying, well, he really, like, he did not make money, and he left everything to become a president. And then here comes a second term, and just like they make the Bidens look like angels.
Yeah, dude, Burisma is nothing compared to just one of their Kalshi bets, not to mention all the other crap they got going,
Well,
stealing
look at
islands.
the Middle East, freaking like board of peace, and all the deals that Kushner did in the Middle East, right? And
Yeah.
all the, it's insane, man.
Yeah. Like using letting your family member, quote unquote, make money on these things and try to and be the like mediator in a global conflict or a international conflict. It's all so wrong. Doesn't make any sense. I like what Lurley said here. When corruption is rife, working hard is a fool's errand. Yeah, that seems to be the going ethos, doesn't it?
Why do I have to work hard? Aren't they going to give me universal basic high income according to Elon?
Well, you have to wait until robots and AI takes over.
Well, come on, robots.
Well,
hurry
because
the
you're
damn
blocking
hell up.
the data centers. So let the data centers
I'm not
go.
blocking the dude. We
and then
got
you're gonna
the
get your
metadata
UBI.
center here in
Stop
Temple.
bitching.
I didn't stop it, so
Yeah.
Good.
don't kill me,
Just
Terminator
accept the
robots,
data
when
center and you're gonna
Skynet
get
takes
your
over.
UBI.
Right. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see, this isn't in the icebreaker section, but I've got it up and I think it's interesting. Mark, if you're still there when you're back, you might get a kick out of this. There's a congressional candidate in Hawaii. His name is Kirill Bassin. He got knocked the fuck out on a beach for being a drunk asshole. Did you see this, Mark?
No, I did not see that. Is he a candidate or a member of Congress?
He's a candidate.
Okay. Hawaii?
Yeah, in Hawaii. Check this out. This is like I've got a news report on it too, but this is like the raw footage here.
Oh, chair thrower.
Oh damn.
We go. Hey, put your bag away, bro. Put your bag away. I told him if he wants to go to the hospital, come here. It's over now. It is over. It's over. You go home, man. All right? You go home.
It ain't over.
Hey. You.
Hey. Not my drone.
You.
Not my drone, right? You're not talking about my dog, right?
I don't care.
Don't do that, dude.
What?
Don't do
What
that.
are you going to do?
Go ahead. Just go. Good
What are
work,
you going
guys.
to do?
Don, go ahead.
Am
Go
I?
ahead.
I didn't put him in the ground. I didn't put him in the ground. I put you in the ground. I can't. All right.
Oh, you're gonna
Let's go.
hit women now.
Let's go, bro.
Go ahead. Dude.
I'm
We gotta
good.
get-
Let him
Let's
have
do it, mother.
I just said it's over.
All right, good. It's over. It's over.
He's a child.
I'm a child. I'm 40 years old.
You should act like it then.
Locals not having it.
Let's go.
Oh, chair thrower.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Yeah. What you about, Ollie boy? Yeah? Trey, stay right here.
All right.
So who's the representative? That guy that was bad mouthing?
Yeah, that guy that started the fight in there he's a congressional candidate for Hawaii, and his name is Kirill Bassin.
And he was wearing that swimming shorts.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Should get disqualified for wearing that.
Dude,
That's a
are those-
freaking boxer.
yeah, those look
That's
like
not even his speedo.
those
That's
look
what
like
is this?
yeah, those are boxer briefs, man.
That's not boxer briefs, man.
Yeah, so you know
Jeez.
the young contingent of our.
Is
you
he a
know,
MAGA guy? He looks like a MAGA guy.
I don't know what.
Which one was the candidate? The one that seemed to be
The intoxicated one in the rainbow underwear.
Threatening everybody, being an idiot. Who had the glass jaw went down pretty easy after throwing the beach chair.
yeah. I mean, is this something really super viral?
It did go very viral, actually. Yeah.
I wonder if it's maybe maybe something contrived just for publicity, maybe some publicity stunt. I
I don't know, dude. This guy was completely wasted. Check this out. Here's Hawaii News Now talking about it.
No, that doesn't
With
prove
new
it.
information on a Hawaii congressional candidate who remains in a Maui jail after a violent dispute caught on camera.
A bystander who knocked him out is speaking publicly for the first time as the candidate's lawyers are defending him in court.
Only Hawaii News Now was in a Wailuku courtroom when 40-year-old Kirill Bassin, a Democratic candidate for Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District, made a court appearance wearing handcuffs.
These are just allegations. My client has a presumption of innocence.
He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree terroristic threatening. The judge kept Bassin's bail at $1 million, even though his attorney called the amount outrageous.
Chair thrower.
Saturday's altercation in South Kihei was caught on video, where Bassin swung a beach chair and a bystander knocked him out.
I told him if he wants to go to the hospital, come here.
H&N obtained unedited video and spoke exclusively with Kama, the man Maui police named as the bystander.
Maybe I should intervene. And then as I got closer and closer, he was just getting more irate and violent and then saying stuff like, you know, I'm going to hurt you or I can end you or you like scrap and, you know, to the aunties.
Maui police say the altercation started when a 61-year-old man asked Bassin to turn down his music. Bassin allegedly implied he had a firearm and would shoot the victim's wife.
But I heard the reaction. He's got a gun. I'm like, brother, pump your brakes and go sit down and leave him alone. And right at that point, he got within 2 inches of my face, and he stood there and he goes, "Bruh, you like go?" Put his hands on me, and as soon as he tried to shove me, I hit him with a left and a right, and that's when he stumbled and fell over the chairs.
Chair thrower.
Wake up! Yeah. What you about, Holly boy? Yeah. Try to stay right there.
Kama says when Basin swung a beach chair, he used his mixed martial arts training to knock him out.
Just block it and go for the KO. Yeah. Just protect myself, which is why I had my hand up and then I adjusted to block the chair.
When you read the court documents, you read the news stories, you see that people are genuinely afraid of Carol Basin. Were you afraid of Carol Basin?
No, I didn't even know who the guy was.
Police say Basin allegedly pulled out a knife and threatened multiple people before tossing it into the ocean. Kama says it was a 5-inch switchblade, which he found and turned over to officers.
He ended up pulling the knife out on me after the altercation, and that was obviously a game changer when I knew he was off.
The court is recommending Basin undergo a mental health exam, and his attorneys are disputing the allegations.
I don't think this guy is going to be a congressperson.
No, not anytime soon. But I don't know, man. I mean, he was intoxicated. Those charges seems pretty harsh, and that bail of like $1 million. I don't know. That seems way off. That's just my sense.
Yeah, terroristic.
I mean, come on.
There's bar fights that would be far worse than that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there seems to be a kind of excessiveness about the whole thing. Reading more into it than it really was. Although I don't think he's a serious candidate. Just because you put your name on a ballot, and I've run for office before, just getting your name on the ballot doesn't mean that much. You have to have an organization and some money to spend, and you've got to be really focused. You know, just throwing your name in the hat, it doesn't mean much at all. So,
well, in Hawaii, things are very, very expensive. That much I know.
Yeah.
And they don't like people that threaten people with weapons there. It's very, very harsh on Second Amendment there. So for him to claim he had a gun and threaten a 61-year-old and then to, I don't know. That's the thing they're not telling us here yet. It's kind of like hearsay, the gun and the knife, but I think the gun and the knife and the threats are probably, the big deal there to the judge.
yeah, it's a cultural or social thing there, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. And a 5-inch
Very nice.
switchblade?
Aren't most Hawaiians very nice and not violent and all that? I mean, they're more like that guy. He's like, "Hey, bro, calm down, bro." They're called cool like that, right?
Yeah, generally speaking, if you're respectful, you're going to be respected there, but that guy was clearly the opposite of respectful.
Although many in Congress and too many of them are lawyers, they say that a number of them couldn't get any other job and would be probably unqualified or turned away from most other jobs other than being a practicing lawyer, because their reputations and their track record is so bad.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why Will Rogers, the humorist, said, we send congressmen on foreign junkets, they go overseas, it might be fine except they come back.
Yeah.
Whoever said anything about coming back?
Right. All right, Ruckus, beware. We're into the
This one was not mine.
Yeah, this one came from our buddy Derp. Shout out to Derp Scan.
Oh, screw you, Derp. Thanks.
Genetically altered nuclear monster sharks could be eating whales. This is out of dreaded modernity.news. A mysterious predator has been tearing into whales, seals, and giant tuna off the New York coast, leaving bite marks the size of dinner plates and sparking theories of radioactive Sharkzilla spawned by decades of government nuclear waste dumping. Oh my gosh, Sharkzilla. Well, how is this a thing? Because nothing says summer 2026 like the possibility of that Cold War bureaucrats cooked up a genetically enhanced killing machine in the Atlantic. Montauk is once again ground zero for monster shark drama. The humpback whale turned up with a 24-inch bite wound. A gray seal took a 22-inch chomp. A 400-pound tuna was found shredded. Local shark scientist Craig O'Connell, the Montauk based marine biologist who's appeared in more than 40 Shark Week programs, launched an investigation in September last year and pointed the finger at the Hudson Canyon, a vast underwater gorge about 100 miles offshore that drops from 900 feet to 4,000 feet. And apparently, there's a lot of nuclear waste dumped down there. So, I don't know. This sounds like Shark Week advertising to me. We always see
Does.
this around this time of year, each year. Crazy
It
shark
was
headlines.
literally
Shark
July
Week.
26th to August 1st. Yes, and this is what they do. And that's probably actually a tie-in to one of the new specials that they probably featured.
Yep, bet you're right.
Oh, so I missed it already?
It's over. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Although we were hanging out here in town, we mentioned that earlier, and I was in a place wearing the shark shirt, and there was a poster with the Shark Week, and I took a picture of me with my shark shirt and the Shark Week poster. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, the Sharkzilla. How much you want to bet? And the thing is, Mystical Pharaoh, about missing Shark Week these days, it's not like it was 15 years ago where, oh, I missed it. You can just go to the streaming service. They'll still have it up
Yeah,
for
I
like
guess.
2 months.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, like setting your TiVo, record.
I
Shark
know,
Week.
man. You just have to record. Now, I don't even watch live TV. I don't even remember when was the last. Well, World Cup was the last time I did.
Oh gosh, like in an airport or a hotel or a restaurant. It's the only time.
Yeah, hotels. When I go to hotels, that's when I watch like.
Isn't it awful too?
Yeah.
I just click up until I find the South Park channel and I just leave it there. That's the only way I know how to stay sane if I'm in a hotel.
I usually like to write forensic files. That's my thing when I go to hotels. I like to watch forensic files.
That's a good place to watch forensic files. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I just realized something. There might be something to this, and it's partly to what you just said a little while ago there, Hesher, about you can catch it on demand. It's not like it used to be because of the lack of what we consider television. That whole thing is like kind of disappeared, right? I mean, people don't really watch TV. I mean, maybe they do. I don't think that they do. I think it's all like on-demand stuff now is for the most part how people consume their content. They don't just leave it up to like channel surfing anymore.
No, we surf
So
the
it's like-
algorithm.
Yeah, the reason I bring this up, and speaking, geez, man, get out of my head now. Because like usually every year it's tough. I mean, no joke. Some years I would be up like sweating bullets getting ready for this time of year. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to see these everywhere. And I mean, they would be all in your face everywhere, all the effing time, the Shark Week stuff, the news stories, like, oh, it would seem like, well, how come all of the shark attacks always happen around this time of year when they're doing their Shark Week stuff? Like, yeah, sure. Okay, buddy. But anyways, I would like, no matter what, I would be like, I don't watch TV. I try not to go online. It got so bad to where I just try to avoid everything for a whole effing week. And I couldn't even do that because they would do the build up for like a whole month like they're doing with Halloween. By the way, they're promoting Halloween at Walt Disney World starting like this month. They're doing a whole special thing for the kids, a little early for Halloween, everybody. But anyways, that's another story. But you see what I'm saying? And now it's like this year, I didn't even like, other than the poster at the place that we were hanging out with, I didn't see any news about it. I didn't catch any of these stories other than what Derp dropped in our Discord chat there. I still see my occasional daily shark in a clever, fun way, but it's nothing like it used to be. I almost think I got over it somehow. I kicked that off of my karma from the universe. The algorithm stopped shoving it in my face and up my butt. So I'm like, what's going on here? It's because a lot of these things are changing. They turned off CERN. That's what it is. I figured it out. Yeah. No, but yeah, TV and the way we consume media has completely changed. And to your point about the algorithms, it's like getting very personal, sort of, but I mean, how personal is it? Is your algorithm really tailor-made because of your interests, or were you twisted into thinking that you like that because of the algorithm? You never know.
Yep, it's true. Let's see here.
Guys, I might have to drop.
All right, man. Before you do, there it is. I found it in the article. There is an episode tied to this. It's called Sharkzilla Takes New York on the Discovery Channel as part of Shark Week 2026. So there you go.
It is not called Sharkzilla Takes New York.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Now, who's writing this shit? ChatGPT? I mean, please. We deserve better shark psyops.
Yeah, we do. It's so stupidly transparent as marketing material. Let's see here. Oh, this got dropped in one of my chats with regards to how Hawaiians feel about tourists. They also don't like tourists that disrespect the nature there.
Fact. A Hawaiian man who beat up a disrespectful tourist was given a letter of recognition by a state senator and dubbed the Ambassador of Aloha. In early May, a tourist visiting Lahaina was walking along the beach looking at a beloved endangered Hawaiian monk seal named Lani playing in the water. The man then picked up a rock and threw it directly at the seal's head, narrowly missing it, and people on the beach started yelling at the man, telling him to stop and that they'd called the police. To which the man said, "I'm rich enough to pay the fines," and pushed people aside as he tried to leave the beach. At which point a local environmental activist shared some Hawaiian culture with the man before the police arrived and arrested him. The man's now facing 2 years in jail and $70,000 in fines. Hawaiian Senator Brenton Awa later said that he doesn't condone violence, but he'd be giving the environmental activist, who's being kept anonymous, a letter of recognition for his efforts to preserve Hawaii's wildlife and dubbed him the Ambassador of Aloha. Senator Awa also said that he hopes airlines will start playing videos like this on flights into Hawaii as a warning that if you disrespect the locals, their lands, or the wildlife, you will find out. Fun fact.
So aloha doesn't always mean hello. That's one other fun fact about Hawaii. That's good stuff. All right, Pharaoh, I know you got to get out of here, man. Thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope we
thank
see
you,
you
guys.
next week.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, absolutely looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right. There he
Cheers.
goes. Mystical
sir.
Pharaoh. See you later, dude. Let's see. Psychosis. Hopefully you're still with us, but we shall roll on as though you are there. So we made it through genetically altered nuclear monster sharks. That was nothing but a commercial, although it was fun. Thank you, Derp, for that one. Oh, okay. Here's one from Ow, my neck. This one, I don't know what to say about it. It'll probably be short, but does this sound good to anyone? KFC and Oreo launch a fried chicken flavored cookie. That's right. If you're listening instead of watching, you're not seeing that there is the packaging on the screen here for it, and they've removed the white stuff, the Oreo stuff inside, and replaced it with some sort of KFC goo. Oreo China has dropped a limited edition fried chicken flavored cookie in partnership with KFC, and it's straight up bizarre, according to geekspin.com. It looks like a normal Oreo from the outside because the wafers are the same, chocolate ones you're used to. The difference is in the middle, where the sweet cream has been replaced with a filling meant to taste like KFC's original recipe, an 11 herb and spice blend seasoning and salt and all, minus the meat, of course. I'm not gonna eat that, Ruckus. I don't eat Oreos anyways, and I don't eat KFC.
This is China, right? This was the China Oreos?
Yeah.
Fun fact, everybody. Cockroaches apparently taste like chicken.
And Oreo stuffing needs emulsifiers.
Well, there you have it. I think we've solved the mystery right there. They're like, what are we going to do with all these damn cockroaches that we farmed 2020? We have too many of them. Bill Gates didn't follow through on his order for America and Klaus Schwab. No, I'm just kidding. They're like, yeah, who the hell knows, dude?
Eats the
I mean, I
bug.
wouldn't try. They do say that everything tastes like chicken. So, I mean, I have not eaten cockroaches. Anyone out there, you let me know. Do you think maybe I'm onto something? Maybe the cockroaches taste like, or maybe the Oreo center. I don't know. In my mind, whatever that stuff, that yellow gunky, it looks disgusting, first of all. Second of all, whatever that tastes like, which I will never know, but in my mind, it tastes like crushed up cockroaches.
I don't think you're far off. We probably just ruined someone's box of cookies tonight.
Yeah, sorry about that. You should ruin it for yourself anyways if you're eating that crap. Just read the ingredients and then go read up online. Ask ChatGPT, how are cookies made? How do I make homemade cookies? And then compare that to the ingredients that are on that container. Have fun.
Right? What's up, Media Bear? Media Bear says, who is that dashing lad in Asher's background? I don't know. Friends of yours, perhaps? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah. His clones have been unleashed. They're in VR headsets too, man. I don't know what they're watching in there, but they're doing some sort of augmented reality show. All right, next up in tonight's wacky weird WTF icebreaker, missed icebreakers and recent insanity episode here tonight on the Boiler Room. This one comes from Cavi from the Mystical American Patriots Society. If you haven't been checking that out, you're missing out, and you should. It's available
in the
at
land of
Alternate
Ash,
Radio.
formerly known as Canada.
That's right. Land of Ash. So this is a definitely Whiskey Tango Foxtrot moment, especially for the pilot, the student pilot. So the headline is student pilot forced to land plane solo after instructor jumped to his death from midair. This is crazy. Let's see what ABC has to say about it.
We turn to a horrific story now emerging, the shocking moments on a plane. An instructor jumping from the plane, leaving his young student to land the plane on her own, how she saved her own life. Here's Victor Akendo tonight.
Tonight, the frightening incident for a student pilot in Argentina, forced to land a Cessna 150 during a training exercise after her instructor jumped to his death midair. Authorities say 42-year-old Leandro Bertazzo had been working as a flight instructor since 2022. On Saturday, the student taking off with Bertazzo from the Flying Parrot Cordoba school. An official from the flight school telling ABC News the instructor told the student, "You know what to do." Then he unbuckled his seatbelt, opened the door, and jumped out of the plane.
This was a remarkable breach of trust between an instructor and a student, putting her in a very dangerous situation.
The 22-year-old student alerting the flight school and managing to land the plane safely.
The student actually had her license. She just didn't have the number of hours that were required to use that license.
Police locating Bertazzo's body in the Toledo district around 6 p.m. According to a school official, Bertazzo's family says the pilot had gone to see a psychiatrist last week. David, that student still in shock after landing, saying she initially thought her instructor was joking. The federal prosecutor's office is investigating. David?
We're just glad she's okay. Just an awful story out of Argentina tonight. Victor, thank you.
Are you muted, Asher?
Thanks. That's pretty crazy. I don't even know what to say about that. What happened in that guy's life that led him to make that decision? Geez. Did you see that, Mark, or were you away?
I caught the very tail end. Give me a real brief recap.
So a 22-year-old woman was doing flight school in a small Cessna airplane in Argentina, and they were up flying, and her instructor said, "You know what to do." And then he opened the door and he just jumped out to his death. He suicided from his training job, and she had to land the plane on her own.
That's not the plane that crashed in a town, is it?
No. She landed. She did good.
Oh, yeah. There was another report earlier about a very small plane that landed. I shouldn't say landed, but crashed, but non-fatally. No one was killed in a town, apparently in the United States in that one. Interesting that there'd be two plane incidents, both involving a small plane, but with very different outcomes.
Yeah.
I think that one you're mentioning was in New Mexico.
Yeah, probably. At any rate, yeah, that's very drastic. I mean, what else can you say? Again, hearing it on the mainstream media, provided what we're hearing is true, provided there's no deliberate lying, provided there's no mistakes being made, misinterpretations, and all that, allowing for all that. Yeah, that's a seriously dramatic move. Well, see you, girly. I think you've got this flying thing down. I'm going to do a swan dive onto the pavement. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
How do we know
Madhouse.
she didn't kill him?
Maybe
right?
she kicked him out.
And maybe they were married secretly or something.
Now, what's interesting, we'd have to check the date on that article or that incident, but this was Argentina, and they were like up in the World Cup, right? It was them versus, what was it? It was Spain versus Argentina, right?
I believe so.
So maybe there was some weird Illuminati ritual about this story, and then maybe there's some fishy
let's see.
stuff.
This was posted July 9, so it's a little bit stale now, but I don't know.
But I think that was, yes, that was right in the
Yeah.
middle of all that stuff. And the dude's age and her age too, both very interesting. And there was a lot of weird 42 stuff going on, along with some other weird numerology stuff throughout the whole World Cup. So who knows, and again, who knows? But I mean, scary thought also. I mean, like, you're just minding your own business, walking down the street with your dog, and plop, like,
Yeah.
oh, what the hell? Dude just fell from the sky, splat right in front of me. Scary
Yeah.
stuff.
Human explosion. No one wants
Oh,
to
it's
see
a
that.
lawyer. If it's a lawyer, you just walk over him.
I saw a video where it's like people are just minding their own damn business, crossing a crosswalk, and out of nowhere, a freaking deer comes out of nowhere, just collides right into somebody, and down they go. They were getting the person up. I don't know if that person made it or not. I mean, got hit by a deer going full speed. It was
It's a hard
crazy.
hit. Yeah, for sure.
The human's being hit by a deer rather than a deer being hit by the human.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's
Right?
refreshing.
Yep. Turnabout.
Throw it away.
It could have been AI. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or the deer could have been blackmailed with a deep fake video, and he's innocent. He's an innocent
Yeah.
deer.
Caught him on a flock camera that had been altered by Torca or whatever. All right. Ruckus, you're going to love this one.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Creative accidents. What is Sky King Day? Tell us what Sky King Day is. Oh, okay.
That was the one, the pilot guy, right? Who did?
Yeah.
He was
let
the
me
one.
put this-
That was crazy.
Put this on the screen real quick here. August 10th, 2018. A Bombardier Q400 operated by Horizon Air was stolen from Seattle Tacoma Airport by 28-year-old Richard Russell, a Horizon Air ground service agent with no piloting experience. After Russell performed an unauthorized takeoff, two McDonnell F-15 Eagle fighters were scrambled to intercept the aircraft. SeaTac Air Traffic Control made radio contact with Russell, the sole occupant, who described himself as a quote-unquote broken guy, got a few screws loose, I guess. About 1 hour and 15 minutes after takeoff, Russell successfully executed a loop before purposely crashing the aircraft on the sparsely populated Ketron Island in Puget Sound with the intent to die by suicide. There were no collateral human injuries. Russell was the sole fatality. So yeah, people do weird stuff when they flip out and think they have access to an airplane. In this guy's case, he thought he could do it, and well, he kind of did.
Shit, these people think they can fly. I mean, that sounds pretty crazy to me.
Whatever happened to the politician is about to expose some big mobster or some big wheel, and the stupid politician goes up in his private plane, not thinking about that's the easiest way to take him out is to sabotage his plane, and down he goes, a la Paul Wellstone, we might remember.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Those were the good old days. Now it's a different twist.
Yeah, it is. All right. This one, TKO, the parent company of Ultimate Fights and WWE, all this stuff. They had a big merger recently. Yeah, TKO reveals a $30 million loss on the Freedom 250 event at the White House, but still called it a roaring success. I'm not going to even bother reading anything on that beyond the headline there, but there's the folks that say it was a roaring success on the stage, some of them, and a $30 million loss. Are we surprised? I'm not.
It was a huge success, bro. If it wasn't for that, we would never have been able to witness that guy get on the microphone and say, Michelle Obama's a man. Dude, it was totally worth it.
Yeah, who cares if they're down 30 million and they just repeated something that's been said on the internet a million times?
And the ballroom construction has been delayed.
Oh yeah, they're getting just Trump administration's just not having a very good look lately, are they? Not that they have, but thank you, people are power.
It's not just the ballroom either. I know you heard about that news story there, Mark, but just like today, the breaking news also about his helipad. I don't know if you caught that.
No.
They've halted construction on his helipad thing that he was working on the top there because it didn't match. It wasn't level with the horizon overlooking the South Lawn, and that concerned Trump. So I'm not making it. That's what they said in the story. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And so, yeah, so they're scrapping it, starting over. The reflecting pool debacle, that wasn't a debacle. That was really his fault after all. And now he's thrown Janine Pirro under the bus over it. It's all crazy. Yeah, fun times.
Yeah, a lot of bus throwing under going on.
Yeah, so much so I'm about to do like an epic thread on my Twitter about that.
You know that you got the laudable things about the government: Arlington National Cemetery, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, the ritual there. Just, the Smithsonian's a little overblown, but it's pretty interesting. And the key memorials: Jefferson, Lincoln. The White House is a pretty storied place, despite some of the rapscallions that have been in there. Cheney was really president, and George W. was vice. Don't kid yourself. But to just step in there and go, I think I'll build a ballroom, just is such a misfire that I mean, it's completely off base with all the laudable tradition that may exist there in that city. It's just so ill-timed and of such poor taste. I mean, having a nice ballroom is all good and well, but the economy's basically failing. I mean, a Federal Reserve official from Dallas, I believe, one of the regional Federal Reserve officials was quoted as saying, he goes, well, the American people, corporate profits are off the page. Corporate America's doing better than could possibly be imagined. And then he goes, and consumers are hanging in there. And I thought to myself, no, they're just hanging.
Yeah, we are just barely hanging. It's crazy. Like, you know, going back to the data centers just for a second, some people were saying stuff in the chat. I don't remember who said it, but it's like people can't afford to buy houses anymore. And this is a great way to like make people think they don't even want a house near one of any of these, you know?
Well, I mean, what better measurement can you make? Certainly it's a very good measurement. If a vast majority of the people can barely afford an apartment, let alone get a house, that is a surefire way of measuring that the U.S. in the economic realm, at the very least, is nearly a failed state.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can go to Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, probably United Arab Emirates, colleges paid for, you get a leg up for housing. Even Gaddafi did that in Libya.
Yeah. Arguably things like that are things that got him where he is.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue the pros and cons of all that economically, philosophically, socialism, whatever you want to argue. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, you want to build ballrooms when the average person is one meal or a couple paychecks away from destitution, and that is let them eat cake in capital letters.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. I've acknowledged some of the things Trump's done that have some advantage and some good aspects to him, but that's just there's just no way you can you can justify that.
No, I
You
thought
know,
maybe like
come on.
back when he first won, I thought maybe we'd be able to call balls and strikes and put things on a scale, but it was only a few weeks before it was like, oh, it's going to be a tip scale. I'm not going to count the beans on the losing side because this is not good.
Yeah, I mean, and to have that on the White House grounds, half built, and now basically stymied or halted or suspended because the courts are saying Congress never approved it. I mean, what an eyesore on top of it all. Just so he can stand at the summit of Mount Ego.
So the reflecting pool, a fail. The helipad, a fail. The ballroom, a fail. Ending the war in Ukraine, fail. Starting a war with Iran, fail. Depleting all of the military's missiles to Israel,
That was
fail.
Hegseth's fault.
Oh yeah, but then it's Feinberg's fault. It's just a chain of not me, not
Chain
my
of
fault.
people being thrown under the bus.
Didn't do it. It wasn't
Crazy.
me. I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. All right, Mark. I know you got
Oh,
to
and
get out of here.
he's gonna
pretty
build the
soon.
arch too, right? So based on all the other shit he's been building, that's not gonna go so well, is it?
I would think probably not. They should probably stop.
During the America 250 thing, did you guys see that they had like a giant inflatable like version of the arch to show off what it was going to look like? But it was like this cheap ass, just inflatable thing that everyone was laughing at. They're like, "What a joke!"
Like a North Korean ICBM.
Yeah, like the fake tanks from World War II that they would put up there or whatever.
Yeah.
I would have rather seen an inflatable doll from that we as adolescents all fantasized about.
Well, you should see the robots that are coming out of China,
Yeah,
my friend. You'd be amazed.
You know, yep, definitely. They don't even have that constant surprised look like the ones you're talking about, Mark.
Some younger guys are going to be working on their approach. Hey, baby.
Yeah, right. Mark, I know you got to get out of here. So, any final thoughts or point people to where you're going to be?
Well, I don't do UK column regularly on the live news anymore. I do a news magazine, a compendium called Stateside, and that is brand new. There's one posted at ukcolumn.org right now. So it's a monologue. It's more independent, called Stateside. Check it out at UK Column. I'm working on the second one now, partially drawing from my travels. And I also have a blog, thetruthhound.com. And I still have a radio show Thursdays, 1 o'clock Central, republicbroadcasting.org, called Stop the Presses, and occasional contributions to the print version of American Free Press.
All right.
So, yeah, it's all good. You guys are doing a bang up job. Interesting and off the beaten path stuff today. So,
yeah. Well, that was our intention. We wanted to have a little bit of fun coming back into the boiler room here tonight. And I'm glad you were here
Before
with
you
us.
go, Mark, I just have to show this to you and we'll get your thoughts about it later. You can do some research. You're walking down a lonely path, as it were, in the woods, and you run into this. What do you do? That is a Centaur-style four-legged robot with a chainsaw.
I think a 12 gauge is appropriate.
This is, in case you want to do research about this, we'll include the link to this on the websites and the show post, but it's called Satirus. This robot's called Three Halves. Very, very nightmare-inducing stuff. So have a pleasant night, Mark, and thanks for joining us.
well, I'll just say, if you're playing rock, paper, scissors, the scissors is the 12 gauge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, its arms are detached. I mean, yeah, it's got a chainsaw detachment. It's got God only knows what other detachments there, knowing how the world is with their sex robots and stuff. Anyways, but yeah.
Unless he's my ally, then I could put him to good use. Otherwise, if it's him or me, I'm going to pull one or two pulls of the trigger on the 12 gauge, and that's the end of him.
There you go. Yeah. And if quote unquote they are gonna have things like that, they should send us one. So send us a Saturnine in a box, please. We'll test it for you.
Yeah, you have to have a balance of power, a balance of forces, right?
That's right. If I have to face a Saturnine, I need a Saturnine. So I'll try it out.
Good old
Satirus.
You got your 10,000 PBMs. I got mine. Okay.
All right, Mark. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yep. See you guys later. Great job.
All right, there he goes, Mark Anderson bugging out. There was this whole thing. Okay, Ruckus. I don't even know if this is. Well, fuck it. Let's just do it. This one also hit the. Let's see. Oh yeah, someone named Ruckus put this one in.
That guy again.
Yeah. So. So what do Viagra, the World Cup, and England all have in common? Why are these
Are you
three?
sure this one was? I don't think this was mine.
Really?
There's no way.
I think it might have been.
Are you digging deep so far back? I don't even remember dropping. this
Maybe.
one?
Yeah, I went pretty far up the roll there. I wanted to
That could be.
truly clear the icebreaker room out, but yeah, apparently England's reported Viagra use before the Mexico clash in the World Cup has been explained by the WADA. Apparently, they allow the usage of Viagra. You may be asking yourself why no one wants to see footballers trying to play the game with boners. But yeah, reports that England's players could use sildenafil, which is what Viagra actually is, before their FIFA World Cup clash with Mexico has sparked questions about anti-doping rules. Here's why the medication is permitted under WADA regulations. It may help athletes at high altitude, and that's why it remains legal in football despite ongoing scientific debate. So they're saying that this common drug, ED drug, is also approved and used for altitude sickness.
I do remember dropping this now. Yeah.
So the preparations for doing a football game with Mexico, people started assuming included Viagra enhancement.
And why should we have a problem with that? We want to do the injecting the soldiers with the super serum, with the testosterones, right? And we had the first ever, speaking of games, forget the UFC shit on the White House lawn, where they had the first ever enhanced games where they were also betting on polymarketing Kalshi.
Right.
By the way. Anyway, yeah. Silly.
Well, for anyone who's wondering, is this real? Did they actually do it? Boss man over at England says, no, England players will do everything they can to fight altitude during Sunday's World Cup round 16 match against Mexico. Well, almost everything. During his pregame press conference, the England coach Thomas Tuchel was asked about suggestions his players could utilize Viagra to deal with the altitude. And he said, the information and the sport didn't reach me, so that's not true, he said with a laugh. But yeah, apparently where they were playing sits around 7,220 feet above sea level. So several outlets suggested England could take advantage of the fact Viagra isn't on the World Anti-Doping Agency's list of banned substances, but it turned into a whole thing where everybody assumed because of that all the footballers were taking the pills.
Darn media tricked everybody again.
I know. They just
you read the headlines and you share it on your social media. Next thing you know, you get stories like Ukrainian rape, Russian rape. What were the? Never mind. I'm not going to go there. But you know,
yeah, I know where you were headed. We don't need.
This is how that stuff happens, though. Anyways, you know.
Yeah. Totally. We don't need to square that circle, but I know exactly where you were.
Funny. It's funny, though, to think about that with those soccer players, though. Could you imagine running around?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Playing soccer with 3 legs? I don't know.
Oh, thanks. No tripod soccer.
Like a little Jimothy on the
Here we go. This one comes from Funk Soul, our very own Funk Soul, who does a mixtape over here at Alternate Current Radio on Saturdays, which you should check out if you haven't yet. A trip to India left me with 38 parasites in my brain. Oh, no. So, thinking about that trip to India, I don't know. The first time Laurie Denman knew something was wrong was when she made the horrifying discovery of a meter-long tapeworm after going to the toilet. It looked absolutely disgusting. Yeah, no kidding. You don't even need to hear that. Yeah, so she is one of only a handful of people in the UK who are diagnosed with this brain infection each year, which is caused by the larvae of the pork tapeworm. Ew. Golly gee, I don't even know what to say. She works in media. She went on a 3-month trip around India back in '07. This is where her doctor says she believes she picked up the infection. Gnarly, gnarly. I don't even want to read this anymore. I'm closing this. Funk Soul, you grossed me out. Good job.
That's one of those classic like monsters inside me. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you know, that's always one of the freaky ones.
Yeah, no, it's actually really horrible. She had headaches and then seizures, and she couldn't talk right. Ugh. It said after CAT scans and MRIs, doctor sat me down and said, "Right, okay, we've looked at your scans and we've found 38 parasites on your brain." Whoa.
Get the
That
hell out of here. Wow.
is so gnarly. Wow. Okay, well, I'll put that on the show page for all you medical sickos out there. Yeah, 1 meter is almost 40 inches. That is so nasty.
Quick, we need a story that'll make me feel happy. So
All right,
my
I got
heart
one. I got
explodes.
one for you. This is the happy
joy
maker.
and happiness.
Happy, joy. Okay, this is the happy maker right here, and of course, it's from Brian Snowdy. Thank you, Brian. Share this tab, and boom, Mexican Batman. All right, now we're talking. The Mexican Batman tapes men to lampposts. So there you go. You got a couple of dudes taped to lampposts there. A vigilante has been nicknamed Mexico's Batman after hunting down bike thieves and taping them to lampposts. That's right. It looks like brown packaging tape to me. I would use duct tape, but I'm not a Mexican Batman. Police in the western state of Jalisco are searching for a suspect after at least 5 men were bound to poles with ratero, Spanish for thief, written on their foreheads. Some also had cat whiskers and mustaches drawn on their faces, while others had their mouths taped shut. Warning signs were placed beside them, and the bicycles they were accused of stealing were left nearby as apparent evidence. Oh, this is good stuff. I don't think we need to go in further into the details there, but I will link it on the show page for everybody. That's crazy, man. Thank you, Brian. I actually saw that one hit my feed when it broke, and I meant to bring it into the boiler room, but just overlooked it. So I'm glad you dropped us that one. The Mexican Batman. That's a feel good story, right?
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. They decided to nickname him a Batman rather than here in America. Maybe they would have called him a Spider-Man type character because that's
right,
or Punisher or whatever. Well, whatever. But the vigilante culture is cool again. There was a movie just recently that was quite controversial, allegedly.
Oh yeah,
a bunch of people off. What was that one called?
Oh, I don't remember the title of it, but I can. I actually had that was another one. I had a whole piece I wrote out for Boiler Room and never got to. Yeah, that I had to do a little bit of deep digging on that one to figure out like who funded it and kind of. But yeah, it's meant for the Tommy Robinson crowd. That movie, I believe. Let's put it that way. That movie.
Well, back in the day, they had the Charles Bronson movies, Death Wish.
Yeah.
And I just recently found out that they remade that, and I think they remade it with Bruce Willis or somebody like that.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't know why they would do that, but I'm curious.
I'm pretty sure it was Bruce Willis.
Interesting.
I have to look into it. I was almost semi-interested. I was like, well, that does seem interesting.
I do like a good revenge film every now and again. My favorite is Mandy. Mandy's best revenge film ever made.
The Charles Bronson ones might actually be worth a revisit because it's also some commentary and stuff about guns and culture, gun culture, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because the guy he was exposed to it for the first time. He was shooting. There are a lot of interesting stuff in that movie there.
They made like 3 of those, didn't they?
They made like a ton of them.
Yeah.
I think more than 3.
I think the 1 and 2 are probably the only 2 worth watching, though, if I recall. Like most movies from that era, first and second ones are the best.
One of those sequels, an oddball one, number 3 or 4, is actually a cult classic. I have to look all this stuff up again. It's been years.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched
This
old
is one
Charles
that's got like an
Bronson.
insane climax.
Asylum?
Just an insane, crazy. Yeah, yeah. Have fun looking this one up, folks. Yeah, but revisit Death Wish.
Yeah, Death Wish. All right, we got another one from Brian here. Robot spotted begging for cash on its knees in street after hitting rock bottom. So, a hard up humanoid robot has been spotted begging for cash on its knees in the street after apparently hitting rock bottom. The AI beggar was filmed pleading with passersby for change in China's Sichuan province last week after sourcing a donation bowl, a QR code, and a sign. The cash strapped cyborg, it's not a cyborg unless there's person parts, so that's poor writing at the dreaded Daily Star here. The cash strapped cyborg told shocked locals that it had no money to recharge and begged, "Please help me with electricity fees." While nobody has officially claimed responsibility for the bizarre stunt, the machine was identified as a Unitree G1 humanoid model made by Hangzhou based Unitree robots.
Turns out it was a publicity stunt. It was an art project of some sort.
What? You mean he's not really a hard up robot?
No, you would think that he would, he was just minding his own business until his job, the poor robot's job, was stolen from him by Jimothy, and then just got rough. Yeah, no, it turned out to be a scam thing. Yeah,
Jimothy's stealing all of the robot jobs and clicks. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this one. I haven't read this one yet, but it sounds like creepo. This is another one from Cavi here from Mystical American Patriot Society. Police say man faked Down syndrome, hired caregivers to change his diapers. Oh no. So this is out of Gilbert, Arizona. Oh, this is an older one. This is actually from the deep archives, I suppose, 2018. Yeah, Gilbert man facing felony fraud and sex abuse charges after claiming he had genetic condition and required special care, including diaper changes and assistance bathing. Yeah, I could see how that would be problematic. I think I actually remember that story, and he got busted for that. That did not work out so well for him. I don't know what he thought a diaper change was going to cost, but all right, we're down to the last one, Ruckus, the last icebreaker that has been unaddressed for tonight. Are you ready for this? Here we go.
What if I say no?
Then I'm going to make you look at it anyway. Probably should have saved Batman for last. This is Mexican Batman for last. This one goes a little something like this. Here it goes. Expert issues warning over quote unquote electrosex trend that men are losing their minds over. Oh boy. Wait, who gave me this one again? Oh, I didn't even note who gave me this one. I don't know who dropped this.
This is one of your metalhead friends, I'm sure. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see. If you've ever accidentally turned yourself on after being mildly electrocuted, then I believe you're in the right place. Well, I'm not in the right place, but hey, maybe someone out there is. Electrosex, also known as erotic electrostimulation or e-stim, is making its way to the mainstream following its popularity in BDSM communities. Good Lord. How old is this one? I need to see a date on this. Okay, this is modern, June 2026. For men, penile electrostimulation involves applying low voltage electrical currents to the nerves and muscles of the, unlike before, e-stim can be achieved far more readily with easily available made-for-play devices like conductive silicone. You gotta be kidding me. People are I'm just gonna stop right there and say, what the hell? People are electrocuting their dongs. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, they have
Apparently, Hesher, it helps with when you're like in high altitudes.
Yeah, for you professional athletes out there, you might want to consider this. It says they're also adhesive pads to go on your nuts and insertable toys for inserting places. Good Lord. And then they have this.
That are electrocuting you.
Yeah. What website is this? Who dropped this? This is from ladbible.com. What the hell?
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
well-known media outlet.
Oh,
You
here's
can
what I
call
want
it
to know.
that.
There actually is a good question in here. What happens if you do it wrong? As you can imagine, electrocuting yourself comes with some risks. Placing pads too high on the body can cause cardiac disruption. Anyone with a heart condition or epilepsy shouldn't try e-stim. Other risks include muscle spasms, nerve damage, skin burns, irritation, temporary numbness or tingling in the junk, particularly when using high power settings. Oh my God. Whoever dropped this, that's a banger way to sneakily make me end the show on that one. Goodness gracious. I have no comment.
Shocking.
Shocking. There you go. Thanks, Ruckus.
We do put on an electrifying program here, folks. I'm sorry.
That's right.
This is insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
totally. And speaking of insanity,
This is okay. Listen. The robots are replacing everybody. Maybe this is a natural reaction. They're like, I'm gonna shock my dong. I don't know. Like, what the hell? It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess that's the new way to incel or something. I guess I really don't.
People
know.
are losing their effing minds. We don't know how to handle this shit. They turned off CERN. Trump's lost his mind, threw everybody under the bus. Robots are taking over everybody's job. We got Jimothy. We don't even know what the fuck that is. Can you blame people for wanting to stick an electrical current up their schlong? I can't.
I guess not. Anything goes at this point, man. All right, we're 2.5 hours in. I say we skip the recent insanity topics. We had the In-N-Out burger shooting. We had Elon touring a Tesla factory with Netanyahu. We have the odd after-action videos and results of the Spokane, Washington fire. We got cyber attacks on water supplies, and the big question is Trump trying to disarm America. We got all that stuff going on, but I don't think I want to dive into any of that stuff today. Let's keep this show missed icebreakers. I think we've covered enough recent insanity as it is just amongst the icebreakers.
Well, plus, fun tip, just by dropping news at the headline level makes people feel like they're informed these days. So, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, there you go. We'll put some links up for those of you that want to, maybe don't know about these things or want to look into them further. We'll put some breadcrumbs up there for you. But yeah, let's get out of here, Ruckus. It's been great to be back. And do you have a mutant raccoon in the studio or something there? You all right?
I was just checking my notes to make sure there wasn't anything pressing that we should mention, and there's definitely no, of course not. Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure you and I might be doing something with the Sunday Wire. I might be doing something very near future with our good friend and former colleague Johnny Vedmore. And then, of course, you can always visit the website Alternate Current Radio if you're looking for all the things related to Alternate Current Radio, including yours truly. I do a lot of the Ruckus stuff. So anyways, yeah, check it out there. Thanks for having me, Hesher. It's been a blast, as usual. Read everything, listen to everybody. Don't believe anything unless you prove it for yourself using your own research, according to the wise words of one Milton William Cooper. Bill Cooper, rest in peace. Ruckus out.
There he goes. Thanks, Ruckus. And thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to be back. I really enjoyed everybody's comments in the chat and in the Discord. I'm sorry if I missed any, but I got my eyes on a lot of stuff over here. And yes, as Ruckus said, you can find he and I on Sunday Wire this coming Sunday. So we'll see you there for Sunday Wire. That happens at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 Central, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. UK time. And that'll be here at Alternate Current Radio. It'll be at 21stcenturywire.com. It'll be on all of 21 Wires, their X, their YouTube, their Rumble, their BitChute. And we'll look forward to seeing you there. And that's it for this episode of Boiler Room. Peace out. We'll see you next time.
That's it. Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.